Okay, we should be live now. Let's copy paste this to stream Discord so they know we're live. Gonna do stream bomb. Ow! I just hit my knee at the start of the stream. Anyways. Okay, looks like we are indeed live, and today's journey will take us all the way to Stowonside, the town finally moving up in the world. Pia is no longer stuck in stone. No longer stuck in Motostoke. We can leave, we're free. Hello, hello gamers. Welcome to the stream. Starting a bit earlier than usual because I got the chance to stream, so you know, I didn't sleep in today. I'm up at a regular time. I don't know about the town part. A regular time. So I thought, let's begin this adventure now, because I might have to end stream a bit sooner. So starting a bit sooner, ending a bit sooner. But hello, welcome. Welcome to Sword and Shield, playing as Pia, who is an NPC. Before anyone asks, I'm sure we'll get the questions, and it's okay. But last time we managed to finally win against Kabu after like 50 million trials. Turns out the solution was we had to go breed some Pokemon and teach them egg moves, and it worked. It worked in the end. We cheesed it a lot, but it worked. And since we did beat Kabu, now we can make our way towards well, that city. Pokemon Legends Hammerlock, am I right, gamers? Yeah, so Pia is one of the many NPC trainers also trying to become champion. And I made a theory video a couple of years back where it's like, I think she's the one who likely made it all the way to Winden and then lost to Hop. So my odds aren't very high at winning against Hop when we get to Winden. But you know, we're gonna try. We're gonna see just how far we can push this trainer. And our full team of grass types. Oh, thank you. I was wondering. Can you play a video as Go from the anime? I don't really have the intention of using anime character teams at the moment. I would like to focus on the characters within the game world themselves. But you know, just a thing at the moment. That might change in the future, but. I wonder how many people know you can fight against the gym challengers in the post-game. I mean, I feel like anyone who did the post-game rematches was like, oh yeah. I vaguely remember those guys existing. Or maybe they're just like, who the heck is this rando? Who this? Why are they here? Not even realizing they were there the whole time. I got the start class. Yeah. School more important. Go to school. I'm staying at home. I'm sick. I hope you feel better soon. It is that season of the year though, when it's just like everyone is sick. Yeah, but remember, Hop kind of sucks for all the game except for the Championship Cup. People say that, but his team's actually pretty good. I think people just assume he sucks because we can beat him very easily, but like his team is pretty. Like he got a Snorlax on there. That's a hard monster to beat. Okay. Let me make sure I'm also recording this, because this will be a video. Why were you talking about anime teams? Oh, someone was asking if I could do a run as one of the anime characters. Hello, George. Good morning. I gotta start a bit early today. This time I'm drinking, wait, a little later than usual. It's a little, wait. Did you guys not do the clock change? Because it's actually earlier than usual. So now I'm confused. You played the game at only bug types and Hop was very easy, even though you gave him Cinderace. Interesting. Possible. But but interesting. At least he can throw Pokeballs better than Nemona. Exactly. Exactly. A little starstruck. So you're gonna ask, with how much I have played it, do I like Pokemon Sword and Shield? So I'll be honest, the first time I played Sword and Shield, I wasn't all that impressed with the game's story, and I still am of the opinion that the actual story of Sword and Shield is not that good. Like, the writing's not that good. But apart from the writing, the game itself is enjoyable. Like, there's access to TMs, there's access to a lot of Pokemon, so you can easily customize your team. There's trainer customization. I mean, it's not as good as Legends ZA, but like, it's like it's the best customization we had on the Switch up until ZA, basically. And I think the game looks what I would expect a Pokemon game to look like. I know some people weren't a fan of the designs, but I thought it. So I was overall satisfied with the game. It's not a perfect game, not a perfect game, but by a long shot. But in terms of like the Switch era Pokemon games, I think is one of the best. That being said, I'm probably gonna start playing some of the older games because I'm running out of characters to do in Sword and Shield. And I did do my yearly survey, which I really appreciate people filling out. And one of the things that people noted on there is that they would like more variety in the games. So I probably won't just do like Sword and Shield videos back to back or Legends ZA videos back to back. I'll probably mix up games. So it's, oh, here's a ZA video, and then here's a Sword and Shield video, and then here's Scarlet Violet. That type of thing. For real, I miss playing Sword and Shield. Yeah, you can go play it right now. I have no idea what to say. I think I'm dying. I can't insult people anymore because my insults suck. I can't talk. No. Wait, what? You don't need to insult people though. That's not a part of. Let me sip some coffee. I usually stream an hour and a half or 2 hours earlier. Huh. Oh wait. So for us in the fall, what we do is we do a fallback, which is like we change the clock. So there's 1 hour of that would be us changing the clock, because last time I streamed we had not changed the clock yet. We stopped doing daylight savings in 2019, and when we did, the difference would have become 3 hours instead of the usual 1 hour. And I'm wondering if that's happening right now. Because usually I start at 9 AM my time, 9 in the morning, and right now it's like 8:30, 8:40 my time. So I've started earlier than usual, but it sounds like it's a lot later for you. That's why I was like, did you also move the clock? Because I know here in springtime. Sorry. Oh. Man, I drank something wrong. Anyways, I was gonna say, like, here in springtime, we change the clock 1 hour ahead. It's 11:15. Yeah, it's 9:15 here. That's the 2 hour difference you're talking about. That's wild. You're a little bit biased towards this game since it was your first Pokemon game, but now you understand people's complaints. I'm a little bit biased towards this game because it's probably the Pokemon game I've played the most at this point. Like, replayed it the most. I think maybe Gold version has an exception because, like, Child Me replayed it a bunch, but, like, I never finished it all the way through. This is the only, like, this is the most finished Pokemon game for me. Because I've done, like, a solid 30 runs at this point of Sword and Shield, and it's wild to even conceptualize that. Do a Sonya run. I will one day. I don't know when, but I will. You know what? When you see me doing a shiny hunt stream where I'm trying to catch a Steenie at the start of the game in Sword and Shield, that's how you know I'm doing the Sonya run. I love Sword and Shield to pieces, but I can't agree it's flawed as heck as much as all the same. And it's okay. Games can be flawed, but they can still be enjoyed. Same feeling for ZA. ZA has a lot of flaws in it, but it was a fun game. I had a fun time playing it. And I am working on my personal run, so that'll be the first. The first can X become champion for not Sword and Shield. For ZA is gonna be can I become champion? Kinda just to show my experience with the game, and then I'll jump into the character runs. You're waiting for the Sun and Moon run. You might have to wait a little bit longer than expected, because I've got. If I do older games, which I'm very close to figuring out how to do the older games right now. I'll probably start with X and Y. I really want to do a Karina run, because they just announced that Karina is gonna be like making a return in ZA. So I think it's like the perfect time to do a could Karina become champion? Because she's gonna be relevant, everyone's gonna be like, who this girl? Why she got like 5 million megastones strapped to her? Isn't it hard to screen capture a 3DS? Exactly, but when there's a will, there's a way. And when there's not a way, there's the high seas. But you didn't hear it from me. I do actually have both of the games. I do have like all of the older Pokemon games, but I haven't quite figured out how to record them. Thankfully, I do know some friends who have in fact played the older Pokemon games on stream, so I asked for assistance. So it seems doable all of a sudden. 8:40 a.m. It's 12. Oh, you're like on the other side of the world. Yeah, the sun's just rising for me. Hello there, Rock Pikmin. Pia is who? Why Sword and Shield? Pia is one of the many NPC trainers. Wait, I know we have to go fight Hop, but I'm curious if there's. I didn't look. We went to talk to Rose in the gym, but I didn't look if there's any NPC trainers there. I think it's hard to screen. Yeah, okay, I read that already. I was thinking of a grueling, though very fitting run for April 1st. Let me say up front, I don't expect you to on board with it. What is it? What's the run idea? Okay, yeah, there's none in here right now, but usually they'll be like vibing in the gym lobby, and Pia's one of them. Hello, Ron. How you doing? We're making our way uptown. Wait, we gotta have to fight Team Yell. We use Dark type. So let me get someone who has. Oh no. What is our movesets right now? Okay, let's fix our movesets real quick. Because if I roll up to fight anyone other than Cabo with this team, we're doing 0 damage. Let's fix this real quick. Let's give these guys some better moves. Or at least the moves they're supposed to have. So let me walk into the Pokemon Center real quick, so we can talk to the cafe guy and remember some moves we might need to remember. Hi, Connor. I just want to call you Vo because I see the Vuvo, but you don't have to the police officer from the Dynamax stands. See, if I do anyone from the Dynamax stands, though, I'll do Martin with the Soul Rock. Hello, Lily. Okay. See what moves these guys actually are supposed to know. Alright, so Eldegoss needs to know Synthesis, which it learns level 28. We don't know this. It's supposed to know Pollen Puff. So TM, we don't got that. It's supposed to know Cotton Guard, we don't got that. And Giga Drain, which is post-game move, we don't got that either. Does it know Mega Drain? No, it doesn't know any of the moves it's supposed to know. Okay. Alright, Pharaoh Seed. It's supposed to know Curse. It learns level 40-50. We don't know Gyro Ball. It's supposed to know. We don't know. Okay, it knows moves. Like, okay. Well, We're kind of cooked on the move availability right now. This is a Hopium. Hopium is supposed to know Moonblast. So we're gonna get rid of Protect. And then it's supposed to know Pedal Dance. I think Hopium's gonna have to hard carry us here because the rest of our guys don't even know any attacks. And then it's also supposed to know Grassy Terrain and Sludge Bomb. And Grassy Terrain is like a baby move. I don't think I'll ever use Grassy Terrain, but I gotta replace Toxic with it. You can draw. What character would you make fan art of? I'll make fan art of Gwen, the little ghosty gal from ZA. I really like her design. One of the Team Yo Grunts has a skunky. Oh, we're cooked. Are you winning? I don't know if I'm winning at the moment. Shiinotic's supposed to know Giga Drain and Dream Eater and Sport, and the rest of the moves are all like high level, so he's not there yet. Okay, Serena needs to know Drop Kick. We're gonna add Drop Kick up in here. We're gonna get rid of. Wait, does she know Stomp? Nope, she does not know Stomp. And then Zen Headbutt and Play Rough. This way we kind of have a similar enough moveset. And not whatever was used to cheese the Kabu fight. Because the Kabu fight, there was a lot of cheesing involved. Okay, so Eldegoss. Eldegoss needs Dazzling Gleam. I mean, Shiinotic is supposed to know Moonblast. And we don't need Dazzling Gleam for anything else, so I'm just gonna teach Shiinotic Dazzling Gleam for now. So it's gonna be our Moonblast replacement. Instead of Poison Powder. Nessa was a breeze. I struggled against Kabu a ridiculous amount, an unnecessarily ridiculous amount against Kabu specifically. We could do Energy Ball on Eldegoss instead of Giga Drain. What type would you choose to be a gym? I'd probably say Grass type. I don't know, I like the Grass types. I know they're very weak, but I like the Grass types. Okay, Aura Sphere, Leech Life. Protect, Reflect, Magical Leaf. Okay, well that's gonna be all the move changes for now. She is supposed to lead with Shiinotic, so we'll put Shiinotic in the lead, and then Hopium's gonna be like our everything has failed Pokemon. Because technically she don't got Hopium yet. But it's a secret ability to Hopium, but she did need the Hopium for the Kabu fight. So I don't know what we're doing with Hopium. I think I'm just gonna keep Hopium on the team and use it like if we're stuck. Otherwise, no Hopium until after we beat Right Hand. Because that's when we can get the hidden ability Hopium. Unfortunately, they're hidden behind very, very late game. But it is what it is. Dude, the way they set up Hammerlock and how big it is, it does make me wonder if one day they'll do like a Legends Hammerlock kind of game. Like I hear there might be a Legends Galar in the works, which I would be excited about because I like Galar enough. You overcame Kabu, it can only improve from here. Exactly. Exactly. I'm trying to think like what else might be a challenge for her, and realistically like Right Hand might be a bit of a challenge because he's got dragons. Specifically the Duraludon, because we do have plenty of fairy type moves on the team. And the Duraludon is part steel, so it kinda doesn't take as much damage from the fairy types, I believe. But his special defense is garbage. So maybe Vileplume can like do something for the Duraludon, but like that's, we're not even gonna be getting to the Duraludon today, so it doesn't matter. It's okay. I see the reminder for the Stunky right now. See. Love your videos, thank you. So what do I use against the Stunky? Dazzling Gleam? If we get Legends, would you want it to take place in the future or the past? I kind of prefer the past. Dazzling Gleam did pretty good against that Stunky. It did a lot of damage. It did a nice amount of damage. Legends Galar someday soon. Yeah. I mean, it'd be exciting. You'd rather a Legends Johto? That would be also interesting to see, yeah. I also really like Johto, so I would love to see like Johto remakes, but at this point I'm scared to ask for remakes of older Pokemon games. I think BDSP scared me permanently from wanting any sort of remake. The day they finally do a Gen 2 Legends game is the day I'll have my firstborn. I see. Good morning, Burn. Hello, Chidust. Funny, I thought they'd do Legends Kanto first, given how much Game Freak loves Kanto. I don't think they can do Legends Kanto because there's nothing going on in Kanto. Like, the main Kanto story was just Giovanni made Mewtwo. And then Giovanni stole the Master Ball, or tried to, and then that's it. That was the. And maybe something with the 3 birds. So it could be a Legends game around the 3 birds, or it could be a futuristic game, like what happens after Team Rocket, like in the distant future. Because the whole point of Kanto was kind of to show like the effects of, I guess, like urbanization. So like some areas were much more wild and you have like big forests and like more bug type Pokemon, and then you go into like more industrial areas and there's just like poison Pokemon and groups and bad guys, and so I'm curious like, oh, what happens to future Kanto, you know, Kanto 20 years later. Because the game came out with basically was like the retrospective of the guy being like, hey, I grew up in this part of Japan and I've watched it go from like a much more like calm rural area to become much more industrialized. And it's kind of like a commentary on that. So I'm wondering like, what would the commentary be now? I mean, the 40th wait, no, it's the 30th anniversary, right? 40 is a little far away. Just do a game about being Team Rocket and making Mewtwo, or like finding Mew or something. True. Look under every truck in Kanto. I'm joking, the firstborn, I'm not having. Well, you know, maybe you'll find someone who's also like, when Gen 2 gets remakes, I'm birthing a child and you'll be like, yo, I can help with. That's horrible game. Don't say that. Don't. I was thinking earlier that we rag on BDSP, but one thing we can't take away from that is that the most developed Elite Four of the game. True. Also, Cynthia is by far the most difficult champion we've had, because they gave her hidden abilities and they gave her like held items. So her team goes crazy on like several. I think I need to heal is what I was thinking of, but I'm good on the healing. Like I got plenty of health. But yeah, like the Cynthia battle, it go crazy. She uses Clefairy, but I don't think I have any poison type moves. You know, we're just gonna Shiinotic it. Pokemon Legends Mew. Have no truck unturned. It's just Kanto with a bunch of cars parked everywhere, and you have to go look under every car, and sometimes there's a Weedle, sometimes there's a Meow. and then you have like a 10% chance of getting a Mew, and then you win the game as soon as you find Mew. I really liked how you used young Oppo in your videos. Thank you. It was a bit of a creative choice because I was like, we do have art of young Oppo, like in the game's art book, but young Oppo never gets referenced in game. And then I was like, well, if I have someone voice actor, would I rather have someone voice acting as a young lady? Or would I rather have someone voice acting as like an 88-year-old grandma? And I was like, I felt like it would be too obnoxious if it was old grandma the whole time, just for like a viewer perspective. So I was like, you know, we're gonna make young Oppo happen somehow. I swear the devs of BDSP heard everyone saying how easy Cynthia was and decided to humble them. Yeah, I think she also like switches out Pokemon. The only thing Cynthia doesn't do is spam revives. Can you imagine doing the Cynthia fight? It's just like, oh man, I finally took down that Garchomp, or the Milotic that can heal itself. And then you go to attack her next Pokemon and you just see the text, Cynthia used max revive on Milotic. And then it comes out again. And you're like, no, not like this. Imagine if she used an X item, sends out Garchomp, Cynthia used X attack. Like, what? What is this? Also, hello, C. The remakes Brilliant Brilliant Diamond and Shiny Shiny Pearl. They're gonna give Cynthia max revives. So like, how cursed can we make this battle? The only good thing about BDSP was the Cynthia battle and Pokeball effects. Yeah, I mean, the game wasn't all bad. For one, I just wasn't a fan of the chibi style. And the reason I didn't end up doing character runs on it is because so many of the characters' post-game teams had like hidden abilities or TMs that were locked behind the post-game stuff. So I can't even do runs in the game because they're just like, well, I gotta be in the post-game to even match their team remotely. Also, making old people's voices very taxing on the voice, yeah. I was like, how do I make this fun for both the voice acting and the viewer? I thought young Opal. Also, I feel like if they ever do a Legends Galar, one of the characters will be younger looking Opal, like an ancestor of Opal, but it's gonna be young Opal model. And we'll be like, yo, we know who this becomes. We know whose ancestor this is. So if I just strength sap it before it uses explosion. Because this guy. Also, I don't know what it is about artists in Pokemon games, but they like to give them like the self-destruct move a lot. Which kind of concerns. What does? Oh, he's not gonna do explosion. He's just gonna murder instead. I saw a meme saying Cynthia Garchomp toughed it out so she wouldn't feel. Yeah, that too. Especially since like the Lucario and what's the other guy? Roserade. I don't know if she has Roserade, or sometimes she has Togekiss as well. Like, they require affection. How am I gonna beat him? Oh yeah, we have Zen Headbutt. I'm gonna beat him with Zen Headbutt. Last time I played BDSP was the first time I lost to a champion in decades. Yeah, they definitely made the Cynthia fight difficult. I feel like they've been received better if Platinum didn't exist. Like, so many of the problems with BDSP came from ignoring the Platinum improvements. That is also true. And see, Platinum's the one Pokemon game I haven't played, so I don't even have that bias. I just thought the BDSP felt a little bit bland compared to other games. Sounds a little paradoxical because one would think that an old person would speak in a way that wouldn't force their voice too much, yeah. Can't wait for Pokemon Legends Eternatus. Yeah, the other question is, what are they gonna call it? Is it gonna be Legends Eternatus? Is it gonna be Legends Calyrex? Because technically Calyrex did help in the Dynamax fights. Because Calyrex has the power to make Pokemon Dynamax as well. I believe. Like he Dynamaxes with his own power. So it would be kind of cool to see like Calyrex at his prime. Yeah, we deserve more young Opal. I agree. Alright, Synthesis, we do need to learn Synthesis. That makes sense. I'm gonna get rid of Attract, because Attract was like the early game spam we needed to do to win against Kabu. We're gonna get rid of that. The only thing you didn't like about BDSP was the following Pokemon. I feel like most people liked the following Pokemon, except for the fact that they were not scaled properly. So then it was kind of silly, because you got like giant Rayquaza, but it's like it's shorter than the trainer. Me writing idea to Game Freak. Give Cynthia Mega Garchomp Giratina outform like Volo Dynamax Togekins. Give her Spiritomb Z-move, Roserade a Terror type, and Milotic Lucario have their own X item. That would be crazy. People would quit the game. Can you imagine a Pokemon game where the champion just spams all the mechanics from the older titles? And you're like, what is happening right now? I don't like it here anymore. Oh yeah, both steeds at once. That would be interesting as well, how they handle that. Or maybe there's something that happens within the game where they have you choose one of the steeds, and that's the one that shows up. That would be interesting. Okay, I believe we have to battle Hop now. Because this is Sword and Shield, and you cannot go too far without getting to battle Hop. Which is why I think people hated this man so much. I mean, other than the reused animations from Howl, but it's more of the fact that he just shows up everywhere and he's like, man, I suck, battle me. Man, I suck, fight me. Got some pixel perfection to do. Alright, have fun. I'm biased because of your videos, but I think it would make more sense for Legends Calyrex. Same. Also, I'm biased because of my own videos too. I mean, there was a lot of lore about Calyrex, so I'd love to see more about him, like at his prime, before he fell off, because he did fall off, like, essentially. I mean, it's a sad way to describe it, but the poor Calyrex did fall off. If you ever had to return to Sword and Shield for another character run, which character would you even do at this point? Nah, I would not do Team Yellgrunt. Okay, hear me out. I haven't done a Sonia run, which could be Sonia with a Yamper that never evolves because he ate an Everstone, because he's a dog and dogs eat stuff they're not supposed to all the time. She has the shiny Serena, so I have to shiny hunt. And then the rest of her Pokemon are from camping. Like, I make curry and it's like whatever Pokemon spawns is what gets added to the team. Because we don't really know the rest of her team. Like, we know that she has, I think, like a Rookidee or something like that. But, like, we don't really know the rest of her team. A lot of people assume she's just an electric type user. Or I could just do a run with the two Pokemon. It's just Shiny Serena and Yamper. That's it. Then there's also Swordbird and Shieldbird. I haven't done videos on those guys. I don't want to do videos on them. So putting them off. indefinitely. And then the other stuff I can do in Sword and Shield, which I can't really do in the other Pokemon games because of their version of Dexit, is I can do champions from previous games. So I could Lance become champion in Sword and Shield? Could Steven Stone become champion in Sword and Shield? Wink wink nudge nudge. Could Diantha become champion in Pokemon Sword and Shield? So there's a lot of character runs I could do that I haven't done yet. There's like at least 10 more like Sword and Shield character runs I can do. But I'm not gonna speedrun them because, you know, I like the game. I like being able to revisit a good Pokemon game. Ooh, an origin of a steed that's neither ghost. What if it's both? What if there's like an original steed that's both ghost and ice? That'd be wild. Legends Galar, we see a younger version of Magnolia and Opal. I feel like Legends Galar would be set like 500 years in the past, so neither of them would exist, but we'd see like a predecessor. I'm about to die to a baby? I hope not. I hope the Giga Drain knocks it out, because it's gonna be embarrassing. Dogs eat woodland as opposed to scream in the background because of puppy. Exactly. You'd have to do both at the same time, like do it with someone else and make it a race. Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking, is like a Swordbird and Shieldbird, like Soul Lock or something like that. But like they have official teams. The idea for Soul Lock would be like the Swordbird person has to use Pokemon. So it's a Nuzlocke, but instead of getting to randomly pick your Pokemon, you have to use the Pokemon with the highest attack stat from that route. And for the Shieldbird person, they have to use the Pokemon with the highest defense stat. Or special, whichever is the highest. And if it's equal, then you do a coin flip, or something like that. And that's the Nuzlocke. So one person is using exclusively offensive-based Pokemon, and the other person will be using exclusively defensive-based Pokemon. But they're tied to each other, so if either's Pokemon gets knocked out. I haven't found anyone willing to do the run with me though. That's the thing. I've asked like 3 or 4 different people and they're all like, nah, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, man, it may take 2 to tango. Maybe I do it with myself. Maybe I have enough switches. I have enough switches where I can do the Swordbird, Shieldbird, Soul Lock, but it's me. I'm Soul Locked to myself. Well, there's the other gym challenges like Pia. That is also true. There are a lot of other gym challenges. I don't know how interesting that would be for people to watch though. Then again, people are watching the Pia run, so I appreciate that. Appreciate you guys being here. But I don't know how much the general public would be receptive to... Who? Can who become... Who is? I never heard of this character. Oh yeah, people also really want me to do a Can Penny become champion in Sword and Shield, because she is canonically from Galar, and she does run the Evolutions team, so I could do a Penny run in Sword and Shield. There's a lot of runs I can do in this game. The possibilities are at least 10 different runs. Yeah, for the Professor Magnolia run, I'd be using Pokemon that Gigantamax, basically. So it's like, if it has Gigantamax, I use it. If it doesn't have Gigantamax, I don't use it. He proved with the Mom run that an incomplete team can go pretty well once you define your team. That is also true. But also, like, the Mom run was a very well-timed joke. Well, first of all, it's a your mom joke. Maybe for this year's Mother's Day, I do the Scarlet Violet mom, because she has a Squavit and she makes sandwiches. So I'm like, what if I just do a run with a Squavit with a maxed out affection? And I think there's like a fletchling that shows up near the house. So something of that sort. Okay. So we did win against Hop somehow. I'm gonna go heal because I believe I ran out of ran out low on PP and she did not heal my team. and then we'll take on the gym, which should be fairly easy because we do have the fairy type move at the start. And if Shinari dies, I think we're cooked because no, Serena has a psychic type move. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's just the middle two that scare me. Okay. So onwards we go. The hardest part of Soba Shieldbutt run is that you need to catch everything in luxury balls. Ooh, that too. I don't know if I can get luxury ball. Well, no, I should be able to. As long as they're sold by the... Hi, ball guy. Always say hi to ball guy. As long as they're sold by the guys in the wild area, I should be able to get luxury balls, yeah. I don't think the ghost ice type steed would make sense because... Yeah, that's true, that's true. I would agree that if I knew personally. Yeah, more like content creator friends. I'm like, this would be a great idea. You want to do Pokemon videos? Let's make one of these. It would be so fun. And they're like, nah, it's too much. I'm like, yeah, so are the character runs, but I do them anyways. Like, join me. It would be fun. Think of the friendship we can form. Think of the hatred we'll have for each other when I accidentally kill my guy and it kills your best guy as well. Okay, you can't get them from the WOD traders. Okay, that's good, that's good. Also, if always fails, you could do that every other YouTuber does and revamp an earlier game. Like, could Leon become champion again? Oh, I don't know if I would do that, but I could do it with Leon because he does have like 3 different teams, technically. So I could see if like Leon with the other teams could become champion. It is an option. I also want to do a Leon run in ZA. But right now he only has 2 Pokemon. This is just Charizard and Aegislash, so there's not much of a Leon team going on. And unfortunately that game's very hard to do if you're running like 1 or 2 Pokemon on the team. I don't even think they have the X items in ZA. It's just like you can heal and that's it. You can spam heals to keep your guy alive. Ooh, G-Max Eevee, that would be so nice for Penny. But you're right. Man, maybe I'll scrap Sylveon or something. We'll ditch one of the evolutions. Because I can get the G-Max Eevee if I've played Let's Go on the same save file. Okay, let's fight this guy. I don't know why I stopped to hesitate for him. Like, do I need to mentally prepare? No, I don't. No, I don't. He's just a guy. I'm the third brother. His hair looks like a Splatoon splatter shot. I'm Gunther secretly. Swordbird, Shieldbird, and Gunther. Rankle also spawns near the house, and a couple Pokédex entries photos are taken outside of our house. Oh, yeah, that's true. I can look at the Pokédex entries taken near our house. Although I would only consider something that at least shows up in the yard. Versus something that's just near the house, if that makes sense. I assume the third legendary wolf, if it exists, would be a bow and arrow. See, I think they kind of did a cop-out because they released Zarude or whatever. It was just a monkey. It's like, man, I wanted the green wolf. Why monkey? Why monkey when wolf with a gun? It's okay. It is consistent with Penny's reference character to have an extra fluff Eevee. I agree. And also, like, how many people actually played through this game with the Gigantamax Eevee as their ace Pokemon, you know? And then maybe we can say, well, it couldn't Gigantamax in Paldea, so she let it evolve into Sylveon. I'm gonna heal the Shinada because this thing's gotta carry me. I have not been buying healing items, as one can clearly see. Never seen B's gym before. It's basically Alistair's gym, but with fighting types. I'm assuming you've seen Alistair's gym though, so maybe you haven't seen this gym in general. Can Guzma beat Sword and Shield even though I'm down to see you do a video on it? Yeah, mayhaps. Guzma is a cool guy. I remember Guzma. Can also do a could Lysander become champion at Elite ZA or just X and Y? Maybe you can actually do something good with his garbage team. Yeah, I could. Yeah. My headcanon is the wolf looks like a bow and shoots arrows. What if it's Trebuchet Wolf? Why bow and arrow when it could be a trebuchet? The ideal medieval weapon. Who here doesn't like a good old trebuchet, you know? A mace or a lance would be easier aesthetically and makes more sense than a bow and arrow. That is also true. There's a lot of possibilities. That and Penny is from Galar. That is also true, yeah. Yeah, the gym puzzle doesn't make sense for B or A. I'm just like, I'm playing pinball. But I'm the ball. And also I'm a spinning teacup from that one ride at like Disneyland. I don't know if you guys know the teacup ride I'm talking about. But it's Clobopus for B, and it's Sinisty for Alistair. Which I think is like a cute little addition, you know. It's like, it's a Pokemon that spins. Yeah, the third brother is obviously Gunther. I mean, I would like to imagine it's Gunther. They just don't talk about Gunther because he's actually a good person. Both Sorbert and Shura they're just being snobs, and then there's Gunther who's like, guys, we should be nice to people. Do hop because he has 2 brain cells like Ash. Well, we already did the hop run like years ago. It is a massive liability hazard, yeah. But nobody cares about hazards in Pokemon. We just have the Rotom phone to protect you from everything. I sort of got inspired by Breath of the Wild, since the trio of equipment weapons is... Oh yeah, that does make sense, yeah. Now that you put it in that context. Because I was thinking like the Fire Emblem weapon trio. I was like, well, there's lance, there's axe, and there's swords. Darn kids these days with their fancy Rotom phones. Back in my day, we had to use the Fly HM. Speaking of HMs, I really like how they handled what would have been HMs in ZA. I think they handled it really, really well. My only criticism of it is that there wasn't like much things to interact with in general. Which I guess is okay, because it's just like, it's in the way, but... Make it a bow and the wolf is there. And he just has really high speed. His defense sucks. His attack sucks. He just has really high speed. And then maybe he has like the chain link ability that lets you spam the multi-hit moves. So he just uses like Rock Blast, Bullet Seed. That, I mean, at that point he becomes Gunther. But also I think like based on the colors, right? So it's cyan and magenta. And but the trilogy to complete cyan and magenta is actually yellow. So it wouldn't be a green dog, it would be like a yellow dog. We all imagined green, because we're thinking like fancy colors, but like it's actually yellow. That completes that trilogy of colors. Otherwise it's red, blue, and green, but cyan, magenta, and yellow is what it is. Is Pikachu the last? Legendary Pokemon. I have not lost my mind. You've lost your mind. I haven't been able to play ZA yet. I'm poor, but I've also really liked most of what I've seen, except Megastar. We're having this conversation in my Discord server. Because people are like, man, why does everyone pick on Mega Starmie for like the bad design? I'm like, it's so memorable and memeable. I'm sure there's a worse design than Mega Starmie, but like everyone memes on the Starmie, so everyone recognizes it. Also, it's literally just Starmie with long legs. It is kind of low-hanging fruit for the jokes, just a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, printer ink, exactly. Yeah, that's the combo though. Back in the day, we didn't have these fancy roads on phones. We had a device called the Pokédex, and it tells us about the Pokemon. Yeah, the Pokédex was the like high-tech feature. Aren't those just printer ink? I mean, it's a trilogy. I always some people say green because primarily colors. Yeah, I mean it's red, blue, green. But this isn't red and blue, this is cyan and magenta. There's a difference. Also, yeah, yellow is a primarily right? Yeah, but Pokemon and also like it's the light colors though. That's why it's red, blue, green. It's the colors that they use on the like little light devices so that we get like nice colors on our screens. Alright, let's go fight B. How badly can this go? Don't give Nintendo ideas, I'm sure they already have it, but like 7 legendary Pikachu designs. It's Gorochu or whatever, that one Pikachu evolution that got scrapped. So a Hammer Dog making it electric type, referencing Yorn given his ooh, you're cooking. Keep cooking. That's good. That's a great idea. I would assume the third wolf would be purple. Well, it's not the wolf that's purple, it's the giant hand that's purple. At least we got Pokemon Gun with Zygarde after all these. I actually disagree with the Zygarde Gun thing, because Zygarde is the order Pokemon, so I think it's more of a Gavel than a Gun, but we just think Gun because we wanted Pokemon Gun version. Because Gunther, because other silliness you can think of. Oh, Mjolnir is Thor's hammer. Ooh. I forgot that. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I've looked at Norse mythology. Swordsbird and Shieldbird have a secret sister called Marigold with the gun dog. Why is it a gun dog? Why does it have to be a gun dog though? And she's even more unhinged. Oh, what if Marigold is part of the Glitterati as well? She's the leader of the Glitterati. That one random like rich people association we saw in Scarlet Violet. Give Marigold the ball. Ooh. Can Marigold become champion, but I only use shiny Pokemon that are also golden in color? So shiny Magikarp. This run's gonna suck. I think the duck. Like Farfetch, Surfetch? Yeah, this guy. Speak of the devil. I think Surfetch, his shiny version is gold. He's literally a Golduck if you let him become shiny. The problem with a shiny run is that it's gonna take forever to do, because you have to catch the shiny Pokemon, and the odds are like 1 in 4,000. That does sound like a good April Fool's video, though. It does does kind of sound like a good April Fool's. Because Marigold, everyone's like, who's Marigold? You just make an OC in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I'm like, maybe. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. It's a need to know basis. My hope is that they make Galar Lugia to complete the Trinity that they started here. Maybe one day, yeah. Maybe the original horse was yellow. Like the original steed for Calyrex was like a yellow horse of some sort. And that's what completed the trilogy. And then the horse died at it or froze over, and then it became the two horses instead. Like it split into two somehow. Maybe it was a Thunderhammer horse. Could be. My champ is female, otherwise I would have used the track, I think. I don't know how smart this is, but I'm going to use Strength Sap on the Machamp just to lower its attack. I don't think the debuffs work if it crits us though. Gundog is the most American perspective thing in the world. People forget Pokemon is Japan. Yeah, Galar's British, Gundog would make it. I think they just want Gundog because it sounds silly. Gun Pokemon. She could have Octillery. That is true. Yeah, maybe I'll look into it. I'll see like what Pokemon have like a gold-looking shiny, and maybe I'll do the Marigold one. Maybe, but that would mean I'd have to start like the run in January, so that hopefully the shiny hunt is done by the end of like the year. Okay, I'm gonna use Strength Sap one more time because it's a great way to stall out her Dynamax and also reduce how much damage she does. I think ultimately Shinnok is just a really good Pokemon, and Strength Sap is just a ridiculously good move. What are my thoughts on yesterday's trailer? I'm surprised how soon the DLC is releasing. Genuinely surprised, because I thought it was good, like on the eShop it said end of February, and then they said nah, it's actually December 10th, and I'm like, the game's been out for a month and you're already like releasing the DLC a month later, which tells me that the game was either majorly delayed or did they have something big planned for us for next year, which is why they're releasing the DLC so soon after. But like visibility wise, it does look bad on Pokemon. Like it does make them look greedy, not gonna lie. Because it's so soon to, like, some people haven't even gotten the game, they won't get the game until Christmas, and it's like the DLC will be out by the time you get the game on Christmas. So like optically it looks really bad. There's just no denying that. But I'm excited for the DLC. It looks like, kind of gives me Splatoon vibes. I like the fact that there's more characters. The donuts thing seems very cute. And the nice thing about the DLC is that it doubles the Pokédex, basically. Because it's a whole bunch of Pokemon that in reverse Lumiose or whatever it's called. And there's just different Pokemon that don't show up. So it's like whatever the Pokédex is, just imagine it doubling. Which is nice. I'll take that. You solo B with Salazzle. Yeah, Alistair's a lot more dangerous because his Gengar also has that one move that boosts special attack, and it's really fast, whereas Machamp Machamp is strong but it's slow. So if you want more of a challenge, like Shield version is the way to go. But I like Sword version better. Because we have B and Clara. And the Shield don't got B and Clara. I mean, Alistair's cool too, don't get me wrong, but I'm not surprised how quickly the DLC released. I'm sure they were working on the base game and DLC at the same time. That is also true, yeah. It's both a gold shiny and a tank octopus. That is wild. So Octillery is gonna be her ace Pokemon. And I'm gonna name the Octillery Gunther. With Sword and Shield motif, medieval or pre-medieval weapons are what makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'd imagine like a trebuchet or something if they're gonna go long range. Or, yeah, like you said, bow. Hyperlumios. Pokemon Ballista. Yeah. Okay, now we gotta fight. Now we gotta fight Bidet. Because he's busy breaking rocks and stuff. For wishing pieces, which why would there be wishing pieces behind the wall? Also, considering Sonia did make it all the way to Opal's gym, there's no way that Yamper wouldn't have evolved. This Yamper totally ate an Everstone at some point. Or she mashed the B button a lot, but like, there's no way this Yamper stayed a Yamper. Kinda wonder if Giratina is causing distortions again. They just said Hoopa is helping us. Well, like, Hoopa is more like the portal Pokemon. Like, he makes the portals. But he doesn't make the world where the portals lead to. If that makes sense. So it might be Giratina's doing. But Hoopa's just, like, the transport method. There's only one spoiler I care about. Can I use Per Ugly in it? I don't know if it's in DLC, but it's not in the base game. I haven't really seen much of the DLC Pokemon, but maybe Sonia's Boltdown died of old age and the Emperor's just their problem now, because Leon recognizes it. Yeah, 0 out of 10, worst game, no Per Ugly, how dare you. Oh yeah, definitely lunch, yeah. Beady music is so catchy. I hate it. I hate how catchy this stupid music is. This is like brain rot music. Beady get the brain rot music in this game. I think if I give Hoopa a few donuts, I get a few things from him. Yeah, I think the way they said it works is like based on the donut you make is where he takes you, and then there's a timer based on how many calories are in the donut or something silly like that. Which, I mean, interesting choice, interesting callback to what's that other game they have, Cafe Remix or whatever. I don't know. I'm interested to see what it does. I do feel like it should have been part of the base game, to be completely honest, but oh well. What can one do? I feel like Galar was one of the best chances for Per Ugly to be in a modern Pokemon game, mainly because there aren't a lot of places where fat lazy cat aesthetic fits. That is true. Do I run the Pharaoh Seed spam on this guy? I just use Ingrain and then spam Payback because all his guys are psychics? Unfortunately, it's one of those we can remove this and not cause a riot Pokemon. Yeah, but every Pokemon is someone's favorite. It's kinda, you know. I saw a meme on YouTube a while ago where Marty Hop and Victor are dancing towards his team and B's just getting... Yes, that's such an iconic video. I love that video. I still play Pokemon games even though my favorite Pokemon, Primarina, isn't in most of them. Didn't they put Primarina in... Yeah, all the starters are in Scarlet and Violet. I don't know about Sword and Shield. I think she might be in Sword and Shield as well. Or maybe I'm misremembering. Genuinely interested in seeing if there's even one Pokemon that isn't anyone's favorite. I mean, I'm sure there's probably like a guy out there who just forgot about the existence of like Stack Attack or something, and everyone's like, who's Stack Attack? Oh, triple Stack Attack. And like, what is a Stack Attack? Exactly. It's like, how can it be your favorite if you don't know it exists. Actually, I like Bruxish. I knew someone was gonna bring up Bruxish in this conversation. I like Bruxish. I'm a Bruxish enjoyer. Judge me all you want. I'm a Bruxish fan. The only way you could get popular in Sword and Shield is through the Diglett Man, and it's random if you get him based on. Ah, okay. You can get the first, third, and 7th gen starters in Sword and Shield. Okay. Yeah, because I think I remember Primarina being like a speedrun Pokemon that they used for Sword and Shield, which was a very interesting take. Yeah, Bruxish is the go-to, like, oh, who likes this? Just like Mega Starmie is the go-to for, oh, bad Mega designs. It's just easy to pick on because it's memorable. There's always someone who likes the rubbish that is Trubbish. Yeah. I was a Trubbish once. My guy's gonna die. My Pharaoh seed. This Pharaoh dead. That made no sense. I just bring out Serena. This fight is taking way too long. I don't know if I'm yapping or just sleepy. But he's why is beating difficult? Lola's form of Diglett guys in the Isle of Armor. Yeah, I remember him now. Okay, you can't blame me from hating the Mega design. That's literally all they did was use Photoshop to extend the legs. But have you seen it in action? It runs it. No, I watched this video about starfish, and there's like this idea that starfish are aliens apparently. And some starfish do kind of look like they got legs, like they're trying to become like human looking, which is where that design idea came from. So, like on our end it looks lazy, but like we should be blaming starfish and not Game Freak for this. Oleana's the person who likes rubbish the Trubbish. Yeah, exactly. Man, why is beating difficult? I thought I was gonna have no other difficulties. Why am I having difficulty with this dude? Energy ball. Surely Eldegoss is bulky enough. Okay. Black and White came out, people didn't like Trubbish. Wasn't Black and White like the only Pokemon game where it was like exclusively new Pokemon, at least for the base game? And then they didn't do that ever again? Like not even Pikachu was available, right? Like in the base game of Black and White. Like you could get it in the post game, but not in the base game. Which usually like that's the Pokemon that's in every game. Like, Pikachu and Magikarp. Everywhere, it's one of those guys. And like, how about we don't? Alright, Beatty, you took way too long to beat. I'm concerned here. But why? How can this Beatty? See, this is one of the plot points that I didn't understand, which is why did he think there's wishing stars in this mural? And why did he think it's a good idea to then destroy the mural for the wishing stars? Like, is the statue made out of wishing stars? Is the fake rocks covering the art, like the statue, is that? Because the wishing stars are basically the things that drop from space essentially, but they're like bits of Eternatus, and they go into Dynamax bands. So it kind of makes sense he goes after trainers who have Dynamax bands, because there's a wishing star in the Dynamax band. But why is there a wishing star in the murals? Like, is it the paint? I don't know. PD did us a favor by destroying the mural. It was ugly. Oh. But we'll see who painted it in Legends Galar. We'll see who painted the mural. What if it's like Oppo's ancestor who drew this? She was just an artist or something. When I first saw Trubbish, I loved it because I saw it, I was like, yeah, they did their homework and made something cute and funny. Not gonna lie, the way you kept saying BD's name wrong in this run was one of the funniest things when you called him Bidet. Yeah, there were a lot of people who were, like, the first character run I did, I called him BD. I think most people call him BD. I know it's supposed to be bead, like it's like a beet, like the vegetable. But like, BD sounds funnier, and then people are like, no, you're saying it wrong. And then I was like, what if I intentionally say it wrong? What if I intentionally mess up his name? How many ways can I mess it up? Hello, crazy that you actually beat Cabo. Yeah, it took a lot. It was like breeding, learning moves from egg moves. Thankfully it was like self-contained within like Pokemon that are already on her team. So if this was like Scarlet Violet, we could have just used the Mirror Herb, but sadly there's no Mirror Herb, so we had to do breeding instead. At least he accidentally unearthed history. Yeah, that is also true. But you know what we don't see in this mural? We don't see the yellow dog holding a hammer. We don't see any signs of Gunther. Or Marigold. Or whatever the heck the third doggo would be. Wait a minute, the self-destruction artist that was outside of town. Yeah, maybe he was onto something with that self-destruct. Maybe he was onto something. Yeah, I need to heal first. I need to go heal. What was he on? we don't ask what the artist is taken. As it turns out, the mural wasn't ancient. It was made like a week ago by the crazy artist guy, and then he just secretly dug a hole. Secretly buried and he put wishing pieces in there for some reason. I don't know. It was Swordbird and Shieldbird's ancestors who painted the mural to hide the hero's statue, though. They said it in the post game. Oh yeah, that is true. So maybe Marigold is an artist. Why are we making up a character? Why are we making up a character? You know, if we're talking about Marigold as a character, though, I'd imagine her looking like Jet from ZA. She would give me Jet energy. That makes me wonder if Jet is secretly Marigold. Is it just me, or is Sonia's contribution to her scenes just rehearsing stuff we already know? Rehashing. Yeah, it kinda is. And that's part of why people are critical of this game, is the story was kinda dookie a little bit. And a lot of it was like, let me just repeat the stuff you just saw, just in case you missed it. But it wasn't so much like her discovering new stuff, it's just her repeating what we just saw. Which I guess is a discovery for her, but... What do you think of the gun memes? I think they're silly, but they are very America coded, I will say. I much prefer like trebuchet, but it's just fun to say words like Gunther. Like just imagining they have a third brother whose hair is shaped like a weapon, and he's just like, hello, I am Gunther. It's just like, why? Why are we like this? Okay, I'm gonna go after the curly. I probably should have used Tropic. I should have probably just gone after the Ninetales actually, because we're weak to fire. I think we're just weak to everything these guys have, which is not a good thing, but it's okay. I forgot the brothers are the descendants of the youths from the history, or are they fake? So I think, you know, I forget. I don't remember. I want to say that it was something along the lines of, it was the true hero, which was probably Leon, like Leon ancestor. At least that's the image they tried it to paint. But actually there were like the two brothers, and they had the dogs help them out. But then the king was like, now we're gonna hide the fact that it was the two brothers, and we're gonna invent this hero who wasn't there. I don't know. It was, I don't. Now I'm confused. I'm gonna punch myself in confusion now. Ooh. I imagine Virgo looking like Heather McNarma from Heathers. I don't think I know who that is. They're supposed to be the descendants of the Galar's first king. I think maybe they just wanted to hide the fact that there were Pokemon helping. And would have been like, look, it's us, we did it. We did. There were no Pokemon helping, we did it. I just googled this Heather person, and yeah, I can kind of see it, yeah. Maybe I'll DM Spuddy and I'll see what Spuddy cooks up. I've never seen Heathers, no. Not much of a musical person, to be honest. Does that make me send out 2 Pokemon? It is gonna make me send out 2 Pokemon. Oh yeah, also as far as like streams go, I do gotta give you gamers a heads up. That next week is probably gonna be my last stream for a while. Because I usually stream because like fam is out, like both my parents are at work. Without revealing too much, my mom's gonna be having like surgery, so she's gonna be at home for the next 6 weeks, basically until New Year. So next week's gonna be like my last live stream until next year. Just a heads up on that. I know, a bit unfortunate that you're gonna have to do a bit of a pause on the streams, but yeah, she's taking a bit of a longer break just because she works like physical work, or rather, she's not supposed to, but like nobody at her workplace is doing the work they're supposed to, so she kind of hard carries. And it's like, nah, you're just not going in until you're like fully recovered. But yeah, so just a heads up that next week will be the last stream. Which also means that the results of the pier run will be a surprise in the video. That, or I can just not finish the pier run until I stream again in January. But I feel like I'd probably just finish the run in secret. And be like, surprise, here's how the run ends. So everyone who watched the streams, you guys get to see like the build-up was getting to Winden, and then it'll be like a surprise. Yeah, exactly. Being in the middle of stream and not being available to just go help out. Yep. Exactly. So it's not just, you know, I don't want to stream while they're home. It's also like, I want to be available in case she does need something. Because I mean, my brother and my dad are also at home, but like I'm always at home because I can't drive. Yeah, especially like the first 2 weeks or so, I'll have to be like extra available. But yeah, just a little bit of heads up. It's nothing too scary. It's nothing we're worried about. It's just one of those things that gotta happen. I suppose it also gives me a bit of a break for the holidays, which technically might be the best time to stream stuff, especially considering that the ZA DLC is gonna be out in December. But I'll just do like a video on it instead. I think the first games were the creators of the Rusted Sword and Shield, and they probably had similar relationships that the player and Hop had. See, that's the part that I don't understand, because if they had good relationships with the dogs, why would someone want to hide the dog's presence? See, the DLC was listed as it'll come out at the end of February if you decided to buy it like before the announcement, but if you bought it after the announcement, you realize, oh, it's actually December 10th. It's coming out in a month. I should probably go look for the TM for Sludge Bomb, which would be very useful in this gym. But then again, it's a move that goes on Vileplume. I think we try to take it on without the Vileplume Sludge Bomb, and then if we're struggling, we'll go get the Vileplume Sludge Bomb. I think that's the plan here. Also, hi, Ball Guy. Always say hi to Ball Guy. Okay, I'm gonna go heal my team real quick, and then we'll take on the gym test, and then we'll take on the gym. It's also weird how this is just gym number 5. This feels like the halfway point in the game, but I realize there's so much more to the game. I feel like the Legends Gala is a little underwritten. Like, it's very obvious what's going on. I had an idea recently. What if the Legends heroes turned into the dogs to stop Eternatus? Oh, you mean they... Wait, that's kind of why, and that's why they hid it. And it's the third brother, Gunther, who invented the secret hero to hide the fact that his brothers turned into Pokemon. So it wasn't like with bad intention that he did all the hiding. It was just like he didn't want people to know that the Pokemon are royals or something like that. Yeah, it could be because they picked up the sword and the shield, and maybe they were a magical sword and shield made by like Calyrex or Merlin or whatever. But even isn't Zacian a girl? Maybe one of the youths was a princess instead of a prince. I don't know. I'm glad Foul Play is not in Legends ZA, so we don't have to worry about having max attack IVs. That is... yeah. One day we'll get the rusted bottle cap that makes your IV stats 0. One day. But today is not that day. You have to see that we get from the first Darkest Day falls the mythology more than history, and myths always keep details vague. That is also true. It's also interesting to see how they handle the actual Darkest Day, and how they handle the Gigantamaxing Pokemon. Because in that game, it was literally like, yeah, you just walk into the gym and then they go big, and then you fight them. The manga spends a lot on the story, but not that much. Ooh. The Pokédex calls Zacian Zamazenta's sister. So you tell me Zamazenta is actually Marigold? Marigold's not a canonical character. Marigold's not real. Stop acting like she is the game. That, and also I feel like you can fix Rose with 2 changes. 1, make the energy crisis in 1 ear, not 1000. And 2, instead of saying I'll help tomorrow, Leon says no, I'm not helping. Yeah, I mean, that's the rewrite I did for Rose, right? In my story, is to give him a reason for saying we cannot wait 1,000 years. Because everyone's like, yeah, it's 1,000 years, not that big of a deal. Like, it doesn't have to be like right now. And that, but then if you put it into context that Rose's dad died on the job trying to like make energy for people to live, and then he's like, I don't want anyone else to lose the parent. And if we wait a day, like the job is so dangerous that there's gonna be several kids who lose it, then it makes sense. Then it suddenly makes sense why he's trying to rush through it. But then they never actually talked about it, because I think they're just like, ah, this is a rated E game, we can't talk about death. Despite the fact that there's a ghost girl in the game. I think the main problem with the game is that Rose comes across as paranoid dummy, yeah. Who can't wait, exactly, yeah. Like, there wasn't enough writing to give him a good motivation. And I'm noticing that that's a big struggle with the Pokemon games in general. And I kind of want to do analysis on the writing. Which kind of makes me want to talk about the survey results a bit, because I did make some decisions recently. I might as well discuss it. There's not like that many people here, so it's not that big of a deal. I don't mind sharing with you guys. So I am a bit concerned about just going to like a channel post and making an announcement video, but I'll talk about it here a little bit. So the survey results are very interesting because a lot of people said they wanted Let's Plays. And I'm wondering what they mean by Let's Plays. Like, is it just they want me to play a game and hear my live reaction to things in the game? Because I've seen, I know there's a lot of people are fans of the, was it the M&J guy? And he did like a Let's Play kind of thing of ZA where it's just like he has face cam on. And then he's just kind of giving the live reaction as he plays through the game. And I'm wondering if that's what people want when they say they want a Let's Play. Because a lot of times, historically as well, like on the platform, Let's Plays don't perform well. I've done Let's Plays in the past, and they kind of tank the channel completely. So I'm very curious if, like, do people actually want Let's Plays, or they're just poorly worded? Because that was the highest rated one. But in terms of main channel, a lot of the video requests were like, hey, do a character run. So I think what I might do, just because the way the algorithms changed a bit, is I'm just gonna, just want me, oh, thank you. I think her name was in that, right? I guess that's why he started doing Let's Plays on the second channel, yeah. We're gonna get a third version, the Legend 8 box Legendary. It would be Calyrex, yeah. That's why I think it would be Legends Calyrex, and not Legends Eternatus or Legends Galar. Because Calyrex is the actual legend. And then he kind of fell off, poor guy. But yeah, so the idea, I don't know if I could pull off a Let's Play channel, to be completely honest, because I don't know if I have enough time to do a full run recorded, like with direct reaction. I might consider. I don't know if I'm like popular enough as a creator to do something like this, realistically. But anyways, I think I might lock in on character runs for the main channel. So like I'll be doing more character run videos. But one of the things I've noticed as a suggestion was to do character run videos in different games, so I'll be mixing it up. And then one of the main comments I noticed is that people want different games, as in not just Pokemon. So I might try to see what other games I can do character-based runs in. I know Fire Emblem is one of them for sure. And I kind of do want to do a run of 3 houses, just to remind myself of the story before the follow-up game releases next year. We want more Wife Quest, not you two. There's 2 people who want Wife Quest now? Oh no. Not like this. But yeah. DLCs are modern natured versions of Pokemon standards. The reason we don't realize it is because we started doing DLCs. Yeah. I mean, I don't mind the DLCs that much. I prefer that over paying full price for a third game. For sure. 100%. 1,000,000%. But yeah, so I'll try to like lock in more on like character-based runs on the main channel. And then for second channel, what I'm thinking is the second most voted after Let's Plays was the one about like analyzing stories and stuff. And I'm thinking that's what I might go with, because I would do Let's Plays if I had the like physical ability to do so, like just my situation in life kind of prevents me from doing it. It's kind of just like, hey, can you live stream? And it's like I kind of can't live stream at all times of the day, which is what's needed for doing a Let's Play channel well. Yeah, the Sodas reaction had me confused. I just button mashed the test. I did. I totally did. Wait, does it not work on him or did I flinch? I think I flinched. I think he used Fake Out. And I just wasn't paying attention. I feel like they're more of a mix of game enhancements and remakes. Yeah, also a lot of the... And I think this is a bit of a downside with the way they handle the DLCs. Is that if you play competitive Pokemon, you're kind of forced to get the DLC because they make building a competitive Pokemon so much easier if you do have the DLC. Like, there's so much quality of life when it comes to building Pokemon in the DLCs that it's like you're actively throwing tournaments if you don't get it, if you're playing competitive. But that's a small amount of people, so it's not really worth complaining about, but it's just something I have noticed. Sun and Moon are very well received, so I do agree. I think Sun and Moon were the best written Pokemon games. I really like the story in Sun and Moon. Like, if we're talking like purely like main story narrative, Sun and Moon was really good. The criticism was mainly the sheer amount of cutscenes and the Rotom decks not being... Yeah, that's why I couldn't really enjoy Sun and Moon 2. It's because the Rotom decks would like get bored every 5 minutes and it, like, you can't turn it off. It's just sitting there like staring at you with the bored eyes, and it's like, click on me so you can play a roulette game or whatever, slots or whatever it did. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to look at you. Like, I want to enjoy the main game and not be constantly reminded how you're bored and it's time to play the slots. Like, I don't know, it just... That definitely bugged me, but I think that was more Ultra Sun and Moon than the main Sun and Moon. Or maybe I'm just misremembering. Okay, but in all seriousness, a game I'd love to see you play is ENA Dream BBQ. The YouTubers have been playing it and it's really cool. ENA Dream Barbecue? Let me look this up real quick because I'm curious what it is. Oh, so it's like that one character I've seen everywhere? I don't even know what Ina is from. Ina? I've seen this character a lot, but I don't know what she's from. Okay, let me go heal and then we'll fight Opal. I'm kind of concerned about the Opal fight, because she has Togetic. Togetic is always a problem. Alright, so the fighting trainer makes it here, and I'm surprised that she makes it through this gym as well. Because she does make it through this gym. And then I believe this guy's the electric guy. But Ultra Sun and Moon had no reason to get hate as well. I think it was just because the base part of Ultra Sun and Moon was very similar to Sun and Moon, but it came out like a year later, so it's like I just beat Sun and Moon and now I'm playing Sun and Moon again. And it was one of those games where it's like, this should have just been like a paid DLC realistically, but they weren't doing paid DLCs back then. But like Ultra Sun and Moon, the different endings should have just been like a paid DLC. Because if the base game felt way too similar to Sun and Moon, especially if you just finished Sun and Moon, and you're like, wait, I literally just did all this. Like, yeah, there's like these 3 extra characters, but the rest of it feels very much the same. And I think that's where it came from. But like the boss fight was crazy. I never finished that game because I was trying to beat the game with like Pokemon that don't evolve. And none of them could even touch Necrozma. Like, it just outsped my whole team. And it just one-shot everyone. I'm like, well, I guess I'm never finishing this game. I see it's a YouTube series. Oh, that's really cool. What's really funny is that Clement invented the Rotom Dex. Ultra Sun Ultra Moon also neutered the story, so it didn't have something to hate. I can't really speak on that much because I never played it. Like, I mean, I played it, but I never finished it. And the parts that I did play before I got stuck and had to go grind for like 10 hours just so I can beat the super boss is the part that was the same as Sun and Moon. So I'm like, I can't comment. No comment. I see. Yeah, I think that's the nice thing about having one question. Who? Yes. Okay, so I think a lot of people coming to the stream at this point have seen who this person is. So Pia is one of the NPC trainers. There's like a different NPC trainer for each type who are also trying to get all the badges and become champion. And Pia is one of them that makes it at least to Raihan's gym and potentially all the way to Linden. And she's the grass type trainer, so I'm playing as Pia to see how far we can get. I think it's so funny. It's so funny. Someone comes in, they're like, "Who is this kid?" I love it. Like, not funny in a bad way. I love it. It's just great. Trust me, the Cosmic gave me PTSD. Yeah. Okay. All right, Opal. Opal's gonna be a problem. Just instantly a problem. I wish Pharaoh Seed had a move that it could use that's not payback. I might lose here. Is she from the anime? No, she's from the video game. Like, she's in the game. If you go to the lobbies, there's like a bunch of. Oh no, and I button mashed. Oh, I don't know. I'm so cooked. I'm so cooked. I think Serena was like my one guy who could outspeed you. Oh, please knock it out. Very bulky Pokemon. Oh no. Maybe we level up a bit though, because I'm noticing Oppo's guy is level 36. Did she tough it out so I won't feel sad? He dodged. We're cooked. We're losing this battle. We are losing. I'm happy Game Freak is moving away from one game every year. It allows you to enjoy the game. Exactly. It gives you more time to enjoy the game, more time to just have the community be excited about the world and the characters, and also more time for Game Freak to actually make the game good. Maybe I should have just done the way thing. We have it easy now with the EXP candies. In Sun and Moon, once you hit level 45, it was like a pain to level up. That is also true. Is it just me or do I feel like the time of Sword and Shield passed by really fast? I feel like Sword and Shield is still alive and well, because like I post video runs and the Sword and Shield ones do the best. So I think, I don't know, maybe it's just subconscious, maybe it's just because I enjoy Sword and Shield more than the other games, but it does seem to, oh, I should have just used this guy first. Nope, I should not have used this guy first. This guy does no damage. He does baby damage. Maybe lead with Pharaoh Seed and teach him a steel type move. I don't know if Ferocity can learn a steel type move this early on. That's the problem. So here's the thought is, I believe you're a Splatoon fan, yeah. The Splatoon idols be able to be I would actually do runs in the Splatoon games, but there isn't really a thing to do a run on, if that makes sense. Like, I could do like beating the main game using a specific weapon, but then when they did Splatoon 3, they only gave you like 2 or 3 weapons to pick from. And then the other thing is like, can I reach X rank with a specific weapon? But then once you reach X rank, you're kind of there. So like, it just doesn't. It doesn't quite function as well. Going to the other end, the thing is, GTA 6 delayed its release another year because ex-employees leaked game information. No, I did not see this. No, that's wild. Can Inklings become champion when you use a team of 6 smear goal? Not even Inklings, he's a dog. Ferocity gets flash cannon at level, oh, okay, metal clock. I feel called out right now. Maybe we should go to the Pokemon Center, guy, because right now we're fighting with really low damaging moves. You're getting cooked here, just a little, very slowly cooked. This isn't Legend Zeta A, I know, right? I mean, I've already beaten the game twice, so I'm kind of done with that game. I beat the game twice. One of the times I like 1000%ed it. I have a living dex. I haven't finished my living alpha dex in that game. Okay, the Mawa is gonna kill me already. Like, I can't do anything to the Mawa. I still gotta beat it once. Yeah, but you got Baby, you got other games to play, like Animal Crossing. Did the Animal Crossing update release for the Switch too? Or did it just get announced? I forget. I don't remember if it was like the out right now or the it's gonna be out soon. No, not until January. Wow. Did you run into any game-breaking glitches in ZA? I hear it's a thing currently. No, actually, no. I think, I mean, I played it on the Switch too, so maybe that's a little bit of bias coming in there. But I had no issues at all with the performance in ZA. I also played it a little bit on the Switch 1, and there's like people ghosts, I guess. Like, they generate crowds in the distance, but as you approach that crowd, they like disappear. Like, other than that, I haven't had any. The buildings kind of pop in and look ugly at first when you approach them, but I haven't had like any problems with it. Especially considering all the problems I had with Scarlet and Violet, just from like existing in that game. Is it a perfect game? No, they got a lot of things they gotta fix in there. But speaking of Legend Z, does anyone have any second-hand Legend Z cartridges they're selling for less than? See, that's the one thing I've noticed about the internet haters of ZA is they're all like, this is such a bad game, don't buy it. It's miserable. You just, or if you are gonna buy it, buy a second-hand. And then I went on like eBay to look at the second-hand prices, and they're selling it for like more expensive than if you just bought it new. And I'm like, well, nobody's gonna buy this second-hand if you're trying to profit off of it. Like, the whole idea of second-hand is, oh, you got the game, you played it, you didn't like it, now you're selling it off for 45. Yeah, the game itself is actually fun, so nobody's actually selling it. I don't think it's scalpers, I just think it's the people who bought the game are enjoying it, so then they're not about to just randomly go sell it off. Is they're like, I'm actually having a fun time here, why would I sell this? And then the haters who haven't even played the game, and I mean, I hate to use that word, but that's what it feels like when you watch any video by those people. It's like, it's very obvious that they haven't played the game, they just look at like random screenshots or like one bad thing about it, and then they're like, well, this game sucks. Like, a lot of my criticism for Scarlet and Violet came from the fact that I played it 10 times, and every time I played through the game, I ran into a different glitch. It's just not just like I looked at the game and was like, this looks bad, so it is bad. I played through it and it performed badly. And I played through it multiple times and it performed badly in different ways every single time. Which is why I'm critical of it. And even then, I'm not gonna be like, never play this game, it's a miserable. I mean, I would not recommend it, because I didn't have fun with it, so I can't, in like good, whatever the word is, good conscience, I can't just be like, yeah, get Scarlet Violet, it's a great game. Because I didn't like it, but like, my criticism comes from a deep experience with it. And I do have criticism for, like, ZA. I started scripting a video review of ZA that I decided not to actually make. I'm sorry, I thought I was walking to the Pokemon Center. I started scripting a video for it. I'm like, I'm being a little bit too negative with all the criticisms. But basically the whole video is like, well, there's things about this game that aren't good, but like the game is fun. Like, it's not perfect, but you can see all the like design choices made in it. And it introduces challenge, there's like all these, and you don't hear any of that nuance. Oh my gosh, look at all the steel type moves they could have had. And I'm over here wanting heckin' payback ingrain. Let me fix my moveset real quick and then I'll read through the rest of chat. I feel stupid right now. Oh, we know self-destruct. We know Iron Head. We know Metal Claw. There's so many good moves. Get rid of this garbage. What is this? Payback, you wanted payback. I should also level them up a bit if I have the candy. Let's see. We want to learn Metal Claw. Well, we're more of a we're more of a physical attacker, so Flash Cannon is not a good idea. Metal Claw instead of Protect, maybe? I think I just run Iron Head. Like, it just does more damage. It would be nice to have a second move, but I don't think Oppo has Disable. She's not disabled. That's a bad joke, I'm sorry. And then I believe this is supposed to learn a poison type move at some point, right? It's better than nothing. Acid. And String Sap is really good, but it's not supposed to know String Sap, so we'll get rid of that. Now, technically, I am supposed to lead with Shiinotic here. So I kind of have to sack the Shiinotic, unfortunately, but let's also see what I can do with the level ups. Are you excited for your 40th birthday? Come on, Cora, you're not even... You're still 36. I can't be 40 yet. I'm younger than you. Not like this, Cora. Not like this. Turning 32. I don't know if I'm excited, to be honest. I'm just like, I'm tired of getting older. Can I just stop getting older? Is that an option? So what level does Ferroseed evolve at? Why are these sorted so weird? There you go. Dynamax Candy S. I believe her team was like level 36. Ooh, Iron Defense? Nah. I think if we level this guy up to 37, it's gonna be okay. And then I'll toss him the Eldegoss. Just so that we're not like Turbo. Ooh, Hyper Voice. We'll take that's better than Round. You'll be older than 36, you can't stop getting older, it's called dying, no! No, not like this. Okay. Let's catch up on the chat while I go fight Oppo a second time, because this is... I've played this game so much that the game itself is my second screen. Usually it's like you have something else in the second screen and then you focus on the game, and for me the game is the second screen. At least Koraidon and Miraidon shiny codes have expired, so the scalpers no longer have power over that. They expired already? Wow, that was fast. Also, for the person asking, you see how there's like these NPC trainers, like this girl, and then there's the electric trainer. That P is one of these guys. I mean, I haven't played the game, so I can't really weigh on it if it's good or not. But what's your opinion? I have so much faith in it. Everyone else said it's gonna be another letdown, but I had fun. I had a lot of fun with ZA. I'm not the biggest fan of the way they handle the combat system. It felt kind of clunky on my first run, but as I learned how it actually works, it wasn't that bad. You went into SB thinking it would suck, but not your favorite game, which is totally valid. You can like the game. The haters are the one actually selling the game. That is also true, because then everyone's like, ah man, if this game sucks so much, I gotta try it. I gotta see for myself if it's bad. Are you playing ZA on Switch 1 or Switch 2? Only have the Switch Lite? Maybe I'll get it next month, but I'm not sure. I play it on the Switch 2, but the nice thing is that the physical version of the Switch 2 game works on the Switch 1. So I played it on the Switch 1 as well. You accidentally slipped on your classic muscle memory and forgot you didn't need a heart scale anymore. Exactly. Guten Tag, hello. Iron Head better than Metal Play. I think Protect will be useful for the Dynamax. That is also true. What's the level cap? Isn't it 40 or something? I think it's like 38, and then Gordy's is like 39. Like the difference between Opal and Gordy's Steam is very minimal. And I'm just gonna stop this one. It doesn't matter. Okay. Look, as my economics teacher once told me, the difference between a 10 and an 11-year-old is huge. The difference between a 40 and a 41-year-old is basically nothing. That is also true. Yeah, like development, basically your body develops and grows until you hit like 25, I believe, and at that point you start dying. Scientifically. Realistically, you live hopefully another 40, 50 years, no problem. Okay, so her nickname's the Wizard. Now we get the speed boost. Hello, hello. And yeah, I totally feel that. I'm only in my early 20s. Apparently your 20s is now unk status. And I don't know how I feel about that. I think I'm just gonna go for the Iron Head. We do have Thunder Wave here, but maybe I do set up Ingrain. He doesn't do much damage. Maybe I do a little bit of setup here. Maybe I do a little bit of Ingrain, a little bit of Thunder Wave. Can't we all be immortal like AZ? I don't think I want to live 3,000 years. Can you imagine how much money you'd have to earn to live that long sustainably? Like, how many financial crises and world history stuff you have to go through? I'm over here like living through like 5 years of global history is a pain. 3,000? Oh, no thank you. People focus too much on the trees instead of the forest. If you focus on the individual plants and animals in the Amazon forest, it sounds like it's an inhospitable area. But an aerial view is great. That is true. Speaking of focusing on the trees, remember when the big criticism of Sword and Shield was that one tree and how bad it looked? Like, man, this tree sucks. How dare they do this? How dare they make a bad looking tree? Literally looking at the tree instead of the forest. Pharaoh Seeds evolves at level 40. Okay. Well, Pharaoh Seed's not going to be very useful against Gordy, but he's going to have to hard carry me here. We know you play this game too much. You can remember the Pokemon at random trainers. Guilty, Your Honor. Guilty. I can confirm Switch 2 ZA works on Switch 1, yeah. Yeah, the two forms of ZA. The digital version and the physical version, also known as the digital version. No, the physical version has the game loaded on the actual card, which is nice. Immortality is actually one of the worst curses I can think of, yeah. Yeah. They show that a lot on video games. They're like, here's this immortal character. They just want to die. They want the one thing they cannot have, which is release from this mortal realm. I mean, yeah, the early 20s feel more like unk status when I'm older than most of my friends. They just call me an old lady. No, not like this. I think I was talking about this last time when I was looking at like the survey results, but realistically, like until you're 25, you're still like in the trial period of humaning, and then after 25, it's like when you're more like adult, developed, like understand the world kind of thing. Because you're still learning up until 25, like how everything functions. I'm closer to 40 than to 20. No! It's okay. In my mind, 36 is closer to 20 than it is to 40. We'll round you down a lot. Wait, what? I thought Nintendo was doing the physical copy is just a digital code thing. No, so that's for third parties. And I don't know why they're doing that. But basically all the third-party games, like say Octopath Traveler 0, or what was that other one that released? Tactics? Final Fantasy Tactics? Those you buy the physical copy, but it's just a digital download code. And I don't like those, so I'm not buying those. But the first-party games are actually on the card. And that is a valid point of criticism, I think, towards Nintendo. Is like, why are you doing this? Just make them all physical. Why you gotta do this random? You don't actually own it when it's a physical cartridge. I'm tempted to use Thunder Wave on this thing. I'm gonna use Protect because I want to see what it does. I'll use Protect. Air slash, yeah, okay, it's gonna try to kill me. I think I go for the Thunder Wave and Protect again, just so I see how much damage it does. And then also slow it down a little bit. Because we do have all of the buffs. Also, we do have a one-time heal. I should just keep Pharaoh Seed alive, to be honest. I flinched. That was a waste of a move. Why did I not buy potions? I can't even use the one-time heal because it's not gonna heal me. I've played myself, gamers. I remembered to relearn the moves, but I didn't remember to buy good potions. So it's just like, wait, I have Citrus Berry, that's 30 HP. That's a little bit better. Let's use the Citrus Berry. That's half of a super potion. Yeah, then you hit 30 and you're still youngish, yeah. And now we're back to 20 HP. Wow. Wow. I just realized you can do a run of Pokemon Coliseum now. Is it available on the Switch too? Because there were a lot of games that were advertised as like, oh yeah, get the fancy Switch 2 online and you get access to all these, and they're still not out. And I'm like, what happened? Where did those games go? Where are they? They've been advertised like a year ago. Why are they still not out? I think the best depiction of an immortal character is the guy from Sandman. He went through a lot, but at the same time still clings to life. Humans are very afraid of death. That is also true. I think it's because it's easier to use for indie devs. I don't know about that. I heard a rumor that the bigger cartridges were expensive, so the devs chose the keycard instead, but I also remember someone saying that wasn't true. There was another rumor I heard that apparently like the write speed or the read speed from the cartridges wasn't fast enough. So they were like, oh well, our game's not gonna perform well enough if it's just on the cartridge, so that's why we'll make it a digital download, which again, I don't know how true that is. I don't know how, because then I'm playing the first party games from the cartridge and they seem to be fine. They seem to be fine with the speeding. So I think there's just a lot of misinformation and theorizing on what the actual issue is. I have no idea. Yeah, they're missing the point as to why we get physical copies. Exactly. I do wonder if like people in the East are also complaining about it, because I know it's a big thing in the West. Like we're like we want ownership, we want to own the games. This is a common discussion you hear like from Western creators, but I'm wondering if that's also happening in the East or if they just don't care. Because I think if there's enough pushback from like people in like Japan and China and whatever, and they're like, hey, we want a physical, it's actually physical, it might actually happen, but I don't know. Don't the Switch 2 have the GameCube collection? I can actually show you what is accessible at the moment, and it's not much. Okay, I think we're gonna go get Sludge Bomb for Hopium, because that was a critical hit, and we might need all the deadly moves we can get plus a potion. I need to get a potion. I don't think we ever get a Pokemon game in China. Yeah, my bad. I realized. No, don't they have Chinese in the voice languages? Not voice, like the language options. I swear there's like 2 different. I think it's like Cantonese and something else. But oh, you mean a Pokemon, like a Pokemon region in China? Is what you're talking about. Okay, well, we reached the final Pokemon at least, but I didn't expect Double to be trouble. I'm gonna be honest, I did not expect Double to be trouble. Back in my day, potion healed you by 40 HP. I think it's a storage issue, like the stories need to keep inventory of stuff if a game doesn't just stay on the shelf. And a lot of third-party games aren't console exclusive. But then why bother with the physical at that point? Like, that's the part I don't understand. Like, why bother with a fake physical? Why's my internet bugging out? Hopefully we didn't like turbo disconnect. Hopefully the stream is still live. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go look for Sludge Bomb. And also buy some potions. So this is gonna be our next little task, because of course we're gonna struggle here. Do you think Oppo remembers when Fairy wasn't a type? Oh my gosh, that is kind of funny, because it's so true that like Fairy types have just been around for like 10 years. And I could have had a hyper potion this whole time buying 10 of these. Give me hyper potions. I find ZA a bit boring. I find Legends Arceus better. True, Arceus had a lot more like lore and story, whereas ZA was more like, here, go fight the Megas. It was interesting, but I feel like it was undercooked. Okay, now we're gonna look for Sludge Bomb. So either it's gonna be sold at stores by the TM guys, or it's gonna be from a poison type raid, which I don't know how I'm gonna win. Also need Pollen Puff, but I don't think Pollen Puff is particularly useful at the moment. You're tempting me to use Vileplume Toxic to on a run. It's always like a design but never used it before. I mean, it's effective. It's Poison Jab. Tempting, but we don't. I don't think we run Poison Jab on anything. No, why is there no? I already finished the tutorial, not like this. Okay. I'm just gonna go to all the other shop guys and hope they have the TM, so I don't have to do raid dens. But if we do raid dens, that's okay, because we get experience candies. I kind of want to see a conversation between Lacey and Lisa and Clay when it's decided that Lacey would become a fairy trainer. Yeah, that would be interesting, because she does have a Drober as her actual starter. So it's like, it's very much like, here, you be a ground type user. Actually, never mind, you be fairy Terra type now. She used to be a normal type gym leader, and then it was like, you think you kids thought winning was hard? I used to be a monster in the gym. That's wild. And then she's like, fairy types, they're pink. I like pink. Ooh, will Roselia drop the thing I need? I'm gonna fight it with Serena and see what happens. Ferroseed can get Gyro Ball, right? Can it? I don't know, when we looked at the remember moves, it didn't show up. There was like one more steel type move, but we didn't teach it. Her stat used to be Chansey Minimize, oh gosh. Chansey Substitute Minimize. So not only can you not hit her, there's a substitute that you can't hit. And then here we'll just Dynamax, it's okay. I think for that we created the issue with the DLC. When people get physical copies, they're able to have something forever, but also hack and mod, and with the DLC doing a similar thing, putting stuff in the game. Yeah, I kind of also wish it was the same. The DLC is just attached to the base physical game. Especially if the DLC is gonna come out like a month after the game releases. Like, just make it game plus DLC. I don't know. At least you should be able to download the digital file and do with it whatever you want. Yeah, but that's Nintendo. You can't touch the digital file. That's not allowed. I think it's a TM move. Okay. A company wants to make money and license brand deals. That's something to think about. That is also true. Chansey Minimize Substitute Eviolite. Yeah, I mean, Iron Head seems to be our best move at the moment. Technically it is supposed to know Gyro Ball, but it learns at level 49. Also, I need to stop calling it Gyro Ball because it's making me hungry. Yeah, level 49 is when it learns the move. So maybe it's earlier from TM or something? I don't know. I love that Nintendo is trying to crack down on modding, meanwhile the fans are modding their consoles day one. Yeah, true. Would you play Beast of Reincarnation? Is that the other Game Freak game? That looks like an actual video game? Because maybe I would try it. I mean, I did play Game Freak's other game, Little Town Hero, that came out around the time of Scarlet and not Scarlet. Came out around the time of Sword and Shield, and people like review bombed that game because they were upset about the exit. But like, I actually played the game and I was like, yeah, it was a fun game. I don't think I would replay it again, but it was a fun game. It was. I had an enjoyable time. It's the Game Freak game that's made by Xbox. Is it made by Xbox or made for Xbox? Because if it's on Xbox, I'm not playing it. Because I'm not buying an Xbox. I'm sorry, I'm not. Oh, Pollen Puff. I need this for the Buddha. And then watch me not have enough to buy the other TM. Venoshock is on the roof on Stone side. Oh, okay. Wonderful. We've been to Stone side. Let me make sure I teach this to the right guy. Pollen Puff goes on Eldegoss. Okay. And we're supposed to have Synthesis and Giga Drain, so I think Hyper Voice is the move that's gotta go. I think if Game Freak makes a game, I mean, it's kind of like a YouTuber making a video that's not in their niche and it dies. Speaking from experience. Speaking from heckin' experience on that one. It's great. It's like you put your passion into something and it's like it's not close enough to what you usually do, and it just flops. And it's just like, well, I guess I'm stuck doing that one thing that everyone likes, and I can never do anything else. But such is life, I suppose. Sludge Bomb. I knew it. I knew I was gonna run into the stupid move I need. The moment I waste my watts. Okay, we're gonna go pick up watts, gamers. We're gonna watch collecting time. Wahoo! We love collecting 50 watts for the moon. I need so much more. I need so much more watts. Why did I do this? Why is it like this? Why not like this video? Why? Why video games? Alright, we're gonna fight a Hammerlock and then I'll just collect all the watts on the way back and surely that'll be enough to buy this tea. Seems Sword and Shield didn't remove grinding after all, right? Right? It's just watt grinding instead of XP grinding. See, and if I had the DLC, I could just go to the Isle of Armor and like the watt guy, the digging pot, he just gets you a bajillion watts and you're like, thank you father for all the watts you have collected for me. He's like, haha, no problem son. Oh, so are you winning? And I'm like, no, I need to buy a TM. He's like, well, here's some pocket change for you, 5 million watts. And then you're like, what? He's like, yes, it is a watt. Yes, you can buy everything with this. And you're like, wow, this is amazing. Anyways, get a little carried away here. Algorithms is just like that sometimes, yeah. Another really interesting Pokemon game is Pokemon TCG for the Game Boy. I think I actually played that one once and I was very confused by how it works. Also, did you know that after the Darkest Day, even the watts you get from the dens increase? Oh yeah. Because I'm like in the post game, if you talk to like a dud den, it gives you a lot more watts than 50. And then if you talk to an actual den, you get a lot more watts than the 300. I guess the Darkest Day really powers up the watts? I don't know, I mean, I guess he's just an energy generator. That's all Alternatives is, he's just energy, man. He got an electrical engineering degree, I suppose. To be fair, at least this game doesn't require wasting 4 hours of grinding before victory rolls. That part was always the worst part of classic Pokemon games. I agree. Although this game does require a little bit of grinding before Leon, if you aren't already overleveled. Because Leon's team jumps by like 10 levels from the previous guy you fight. I think it's either 5 or 10 levels. He jumps a lot. There's like a big level gap between Leon and like the person you fight. I think it's like Rose, but, you know, right hand Rose, like they're all around the same level. And then Leon's team is just like, actually, I'm much higher level all of a sudden. And it's like, oh, but most people didn't notice because they're already over leveled. So it's more like, hi, I'm actually the same level as you. But if you're playing it like I play it, you notice Leon definitely has like a power bump. It's just not as bad as in other games. You could go get some watts in the Isle of Armor. Digging Pod gives you the same. Yeah, but I don't have the DLC on this one. I'm playing this on the Switch 2. And I just have a brand new account for the Switch 2. Because my old account was like shared with my brother. And it's like under his email. So it's like if I want to buy anything, I gotta bug him for like the 2-factor authentication. And he sees the games I'm buying. And it's too much. It's too much. So we're just like, you know, it's a good time to start a new account. This is just me. That way, I don't bug him when I want to look at the eShop. And now, we finally have the TM I needed. Sludge Bomb. And we're gonna use Sludge Bomb on... Well, unfortunately, Shiinotic doesn't get a poison type move. We're gonna teach the Vileplume, who is supposed to learn the move. Alright, we're gonna get rid of Acid. And then you guys said there's a TM and Stow inside? And maybe I'll give it to Shiinotic so the Shiinotic can... I mean, Shiinotic dies anyways. But I'll pick up the TM. Because it's good to have. It's like on the rooftops, right? You could go get some watts. Yeah, okay, I read that one. I saw someone play it, and then I proceeded to roast the protagonist for looking like he broke out of prison. I don't know which game you're referring to, because I'm reading this a little too late. This game requires a lot of grinding for me specifically. Everyone else just catches an OP team that's overleveled and destroys them. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I remember having a bit of trouble with Leon. Yep, that's why. He gets like a power bump. Leon is my favorite champion. I don't know if he's my favorite, but he's definitely on the stronger side of champions. And when I think of the word champion, I think of Leon, and I also think of Gita, because she's just the top champion. But like, I don't know, it's more of a joke than an actual threat. Okay. So now that we're buffed up a bit, I think I'm gonna see if I can learn a, like, teach Pharaoh Seed another setup move instead of protect. Because we do have the opportunity to set up during the coughing, the wheezing, whatever. So like Ingrain's good because we get a little bit of healing. Iron Defense boosts the defense stat, which is not going to be useful against the Togekiss, because that uses special attacks. Same for Harden, like that's not going to be that useful. Let's see, is there any good TM we can teach Pharaoh Seed? Thunderwave we already know. Reflect, cannot learn Reflect, that would have been a useful one. Not Payback, not. Power Gem would have been nice. Seed Bomb, not really. Reversal, Will-O-Wisp would have been good. Revenge, nah. Nah, I think that's it. That's what we go in with, and I don't answer the wrong questions like a dingus. Oh, you're referring to TCG in the Game Boy, okay. You're supposed to explore the region as you advance in the older games, and I play it like that, and I never had to grind. Yep. Yeah, I think it does come down to like how much you explore as well. And same for this game, like if you go do a bunch of like random side quests and try to catch all the Pokemon in a certain map, like you'll naturally reach a high enough level to where it's not a struggle. Let me save, and then we'll run in to fight Opal. Alright, hopefully this is the winning move, because we do have healing items actually. We do have slightly better moves on our team. At least they attempt to fix her during the DLC, but the damage was already there. I think the damage was there because of the concept of her being top champion, but everyone has to beat her to become champion. So it's like, are you top champion or are you bottom champion? Because you technically lost to everyone who is champion. I mean, to be fair, the competition for the strongest champion is hardly stiff. Steven uses all rock steel types, Lance uses 3 Dragonites, Diantha's underleveled. True, and Neon like has a very good mixed match of very strong Pokemon. Cynthia's is pretty good as well. It's kind of weird saying that. I feel nostalgic for Scarlet and Violet now, right? I mean, it has been out for like a solid, what, 2 to 3 years at this point. Kita's actually a bottom champion. She only says she's a... And given Sludge Bomb to Shiinotic and combo Toxic Venom Shock and Vileplume. Right, I'm trying to stick to like the moves she's supposed to know, but... The reason I didn't teach anything to Shiinotic is because it just dies instantly. It's like he can't even do anything here. Like even if I had a move I could use, the Weezing just one-shots. So yeah, it just instantly dies. So even if I did have a useful move, I can't do anything. Problem I think is that it's really easy to become attached to a team that doesn't scale as fast as the rest of the game. That is also true. Some Pokemon take a while to level up, some do level up, but like their stats aren't that good because it's an early game Pokemon. So it's kind of meant for you to use it and then be like, I'm just kind of not doing as well. Let me try out a new Pokemon instead. Yo, how's it going? It's going good. Just surprisingly stuck on Opal, of all people. But it's okay. I think we take our time with the Weezing, and we stack up all of the buffs, and then we hope we can just like steamroll through the rest of her team. With the Togekiss being the biggest problem because it like flinches us. cannot believe people clown on Gita so much when Steven Stone, Lance, and Dianta and many others are right here. Oh. But none of them were like, I'm the top champion. I'm the very best of the very best. I feel like the reason people clowned on Gita is because of that very thing that I mentioned, where it's just like the concept of her being the strongest champion, but also the champion that has to lose to everyone else so that they can become champion, is the part that doesn't like add up. And it would have made sense if later on in the game they're like, actually here's her real team, so she uses a specific team to test potential champions, but then she has an actual team. And then you rematch her and it's just like, I button mashed. It's button mashed! Why am I like this? Because I'm starting to get a little hungry, to be honest. I am starting to get a little hungry. I'm just like, let me get through this fight so I can go eat. I feel like Nemona's champion team is more disappointing. Potentially, yeah. I kind of was hoping that Nemona would pull out her actual champion team. Again, this is a design thing. And they're like, oh, it's actually the Pokemon she used to fight you. And it's like, no, I want to see what you had before. Like, show me what you're actually made of. Are you winning? I'm not winning. I'm losing because I'm button mashing too much. And I picked the wrong answer for the quiz. One could say I'm not the quiz whiz in this one. Okay. On the Mawile, we're like 50-50 on. This is where I could technically bring like a defense boost move. Oh, she intimidates us. That's what's making me suck. The intimidate. How did I beat this thing before? And just spam Iron Head at it? Question. How old am I? Also have a confession, I suck at Pokemon. I genuinely had trouble with Gita at my first. That's valid. Not like, yeah, there's people who played Pokemon for the past 2 decades and they're like, yeah, it's an easy game. And I'm like, yeah, because you literally know all of the mechanics. And all the weaknesses and resistances of Pokemon and all these other things. And I'm like, nah. The thing about Gita is that if you start with Vasko, you can one-shot 5 of her Pokemon. That is kind of sad. That is a little sad. You stream Neat, yeah. I don't stream very often. Usually it's like early in the morning for US crowd, but it's nice for people in Europe, and that's about it. But I've only got this stream and one more stream for the rest of the year, and then no more streams until January. Why does no one look out for those who suck at Pokemon when talking about the trainer being too easy or praising them being difficult? I mean, hey, I've been here saying Nessa's a challenge, and everyone's like, what do you mean she's a challenge? I one-shot her with my fully evolved Grookey. And I'm like, well, not everyone has a fully evolved Grookey ready to go. Like, depends on the team you use. I'm gonna go Saru. I kind of want to do Eldegoss. They should have switched King Gambit and Blue Flowers. They did in the DLC, but it was too late at that point. Okay, I'm just gonna spam Energy Ball. I always battled with Nessa because I picked Wobble. Oh yeah, Sobble's also good, yeah. Yeah, literally anything can be easy if you know. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, yeah, Nessa has a 4 times weakness to Grass type, so if I bring a Grass type guy, I just easily one-shot him. It's just easy. I mean, Cabo's easy until you try to fight him with a team of Grass types, and then you're like, I can't even touch this man. So, you know, the difficulty really depends on. And this is a video essay I never made, so it's kind of boo-hoo on me, but it basically the difficulty in Pokemon games really depends on the available Pokemon and movesets. So a lot of the newer games seem rather easy because they have so many Pokemon available early on. Like in Sword and Shield, with the wild area being available before you even start the gym challenge, you can just have like, I think it's like 70% of the Pokédex is accessible before you go to the first gym. Which is wild, because that means you basically have access to every type, and you have access to a bunch of different TMs, which can make the game extremely easy, especially if you know what the good TMs are. You can walk into Milo's gym with a Sludge Bomb, which is usually a late game TM. So of course it's gonna be the same for Scarlet and Violet. It's like if you explore a bit, there's a bunch of useful TMs around the gyms, and there's a bunch of Pokemon accessible. So if you catch a bunch of different types and you suddenly have the type advantage, I mean, it's a game of rock, paper, scissors, but it's just like if you know that the other guy has paper, and then you bring a team of scissors, it's gonna be an easy fight. That's what made Whitney so difficult in the like gold and silver era, is there weren't really any fighting types that early on. So you didn't have anything to hit super effective. And also, there was an option to make it easy. You could trade a Drowsy for a Machop. So there was an option to make it easy if you explored, and if you didn't do exploration and trades, then the battle would be a lot more difficult, but there's ways to cheese it, like you could spam Smokescreen so that the rollout can't hit you. You could use Thunder Wave to paralyze it so that it cancels the rollout, or you can attack faster before she uses Milk Drink to kill. So there's like different strategies you can try, there's different ways you can win. That's why Cynthia Garchomp is easy for modern players. You just bring a Weavile and it's dead, exactly. Or like you know it's gonna show up, so then you just like Swords Dance or whatever, and then when it does show up, it gets one tap. They really wanted Glamora to be her ace Pokemon so that she had a different ace from Giacomo. That is also true, yeah. If you have the DLC, you can go to the first game with a level 65 regular Pokemon. Yeah, I did a speedrun of this. I did a speedrun of Pokemon Sword, where the whole speedrun was I went into the Crown Tundra, I got the level 70 Suicune, and then I just nuked everything. And it took me 4 hours to beat the game, and it was like a very imperfect speedrun. You also get Pokeballs before fighting Ramona and Scarlet and Violet, yeah. So like you can catch a bunch of Pokemon before you fight her, and she only has 2 on her team. There's a lot of, you know, team composition, Pokemon variety. I don't know, it's balancing it is weird and strange, but that is what makes the more modern games easier, is just the sheer accessibility of Pokemon that are especially advantageous. Plus there's healing items. I managed to beat Cynthia's Garchomp with a part ugly because I just spammed healing items. That's the other thing people forget about. I'm just gonna use my one-time heal because I want to win. Speaking of healing items, yeah, it's like you can spam max revives and bring back your strongest guy, but in my character runs I don't do that, which makes them a lot more difficult. It's like if a guy faints, that's it, he gone. Nothing else I could do here. Yeah, there's healing items, there's also held items, which NPCs don't use, so you get an extra advantage. I don't know, there's a lot of things that make the games feel easy. Especially if you know what the good items are and stuff like that. The other thing with Sword and Shield is that if you do the raid dens, you get a lot of experience candies, which can make you over-leveled early on. And typically the way the older games would level scale is that if your guy is really over-leveled when you fight a wild Pokemon, you barely gain any experience. So you get to the point where you're fighting Magikarp and you're like, oh well, I just get 1 experience points from this, there's no point. But if you just grind out the raid dens, the experience candy experience doesn't reduce how much you level up. So you can in theory just grind out levels, like experience candies from the raid dens and just show up to Gym 1 with a level 100 Pokemon. It will take a while, it will take a lot of grinding, because early in the game you're only getting like an extra small candy. And you're gonna need tons of those, but like it's possible. Whereas in older games, I guess it is possible as well, but it would take you significantly longer to be over-leveled. I don't know, it's just like small design things. I don't think most people ever think about that. They're just like, it's a game. I got the Pikachu killed the guy. I win. Easy game. And there's just so many other decisions that go into it. This is also why I'm a bit of a fan of having a smaller Pokédex size in Pokemon games. Because the limited Pokédex gives them more opportunity to design the difficulty in the game. Like if it was a game with 1,000 Pokemon, it's a lot harder to then design like which Pokemon shows up where, how soon are they accessible relative to the trainer you're about to fight, blah 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 blah. Whereas when there's only like 200 to 300 of them, you still have enough variety for players, but it's also enough of a restriction to where the game developers can sort of add a bit of difficulty and environmental storytelling, that type of stuff. This also goes for the terrestrial raids in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, I didn't do many of those though because I did not like that system. It felt very clunky and not in a good way. But that's just a me thing. I did not enjoy it, so I did not partake in it. I think that's why BDSP are my least favorite Switch Pokemon games, because there's a lot of grinding to do everything. And that's how it was back in my day. I mean, BDSP was the game where I did competitive Pokemon in. And it would take like a solid week just to get one Pokemon built. Because you would have to breed, but then in order to check the IVs, you needed to go into an online match with someone you knew, set the level to 50, type in the stats into an IV calculator to figure out the IVs were good. Like, it was wild. And then it's like, oh, there's no ability capsule, there's no mints, so it's like if you got the wrong ability or the wrong nature, you're just cooked. And then you have to go like EV train your Pokemon, because again there wasn't really much access, so it took forever. So quality of life, great. It's been great addition since Diamond and Pearl for sure. But then BDSP was just like, here's Diamond and Pearl again, and I'm like, wait, you just dropped all the quality of life you've added for the past 15 years. And the only change you made is added like the affection mechanics to make up for it. It's like, no, not like this. It is a basically 101 with perma EXP here, yeah. And it also feels a bit more bland because there's not as much variety early on. Like most of the early routes is just like Bidoof and Starly everywhere. And then you get to the end game and it's just Staravia and Bibarel everywhere, and you're like, man, this everywhere I look is those two. Yeah, the league essentially requires you to be a competitive Pokemon player. And then you can't make a competitive team. Yep. I do kind of want to try out a series of videos where it's like, were we too harsh on X Pokemon game? It could just be other games as well, it doesn't have to be Pokemon. Like, were we too harsh on Fire Emblem Engage? Because people were very harsh on Fire Emblem Engage. And it's just kind of, I guess it would be more of a retrospective, like revisiting a game and then talking about like the mechanics, and it's like, were they actually that bad? Was it actually that bad? Or did we just think it was that bad? Just sorry, I got the hiccups. I always love this cutscene with Opal. Yeah, it's is such a Opal moment. He just goes senile old woman on this poor BD. In older games, the XP yield was fixed. They only scale with your level since Gen 5. I see. I know nothing about Fire Emblem. Was Fire Emblem Engage good? Was it bad? What was it? So Fire Emblem Engage was basically like them celebrating, I think it was, I want to say 20 years, but I might be wrong. It was like a big anniversary game. So they were like, here's all of the, like, old main characters returning. Here's all these interesting mechanics. But the storytelling was very cheesy and silly because I think they had like a gacha game character designer design most of the characters. So the whole game is set in this like medieval world. And like your enemies are like axe users and spear users. And then you have someone dressed like a K-pop idol and you're like, this doesn't fit in the like. So people were upset about the character designs in Engage because they're like, the main characters look completely out of place in this world. The gameplay itself was really good. There were zero complaints about the actual gameplay. All of the complaints were about the storytelling and the character designs. Which is kind of similar to Xenoblade 2. A lot of the complaints about Xenoblade 2 were the character designs. They're like, why does this character look like they're not wearing any clothes? Like, what's going on here? This doesn't fit into the rest of the world. So I think it's just a disconnect between the world design and the character design. Where they try to make the characters pop out a bit, but they pop out a little bit too much. One thing that bugs me in Sword and Shield is that a lot of the characters, a lot of the action is in behind the Let the Adults. Right, and I think that's one of those things where Game Freak were looking at like the internet reaction to things. And same with BDSP, everyone was like, Diamond and Pearl remakes? They weren't saying Platinum remakes. Not once did they say Platinum remakes. The joke was always Diamond and Pearl remakes. So they gave us Diamond and Pearl remakes, and then everyone went, but where's the Platinum? And it's like, well, you guys were asking for Diamond and Pearl remakes. So you got Diamond and Pearl remakes. Like, what's the thing you're not seeing here? Like, you know? Alright, we'll see you later, Thomas. So it's one of those things where I feel like they were looking at the community and the community commentary and they implemented it in the games. But maybe it was a misunderstanding, there was a joke. Yeah, be careful what you wish for. Because then you get it and then you complain and they're like, forget it, we'll just do what we want to do if you guys are going to act like this. It was the same, like a lot of it was like, oh man, there's this bad guy team and let's just make the 10-year-old do it. So then they were like, fine, we'll make the adults do it, and then everyone's like, why were the adults doing everything? Why couldn't I do it? And it's like, well, we're complaining about it. It is strange, because it basically is a reflection of the commentary that was seen on the internet, but then once they acted on that reflection of the commentary, people were like, we actually don't want this. We were joking about this, but we don't actually want it. Which is strange. And it's like, I don't know, I think they need like a PR specialist to like better translate this for them or something, because it was a funny disconnect. It was, at least to me, it was funny. Because it was giving the people exactly what they asked for. Let the adults take care of the actual problems, not the 10-year-old. Diamond and Pearl remakes. And now everyone's scared to ask for Black and White remakes. They're like, no, you know, we're good. We're good on the remakes. We don't want any more remakes. We don't want. Dang it, Trevenant. Why like this? Could Pia beat Cynthia with a few more set changes? And 2 more Pokemon. There's a lot of Pokemon swaps. I think I go Eldegoss here. I don't play Xenoblade, but I started watching people play through it because the stories are good. Yeah, one of the best things about Xenoblade is the story writing and world building. Like, even though Pyra looks weird, the way Pyra is written is like a really good character, at least in my opinion. But then some people are like, I hate Pyra's writing. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's okay, we can disagree. I think it's good. I think it's good. I enjoy it. And then they started demanding Gen 5 remakes. As if they never read the Monkey's Paw, exactly. Yeah, Blueberry Academy for Unova is good enough, yeah. It kind of made me think they would do Black and White remakes though, because they're like, here's reference to these games that nobody's played for the past 10 years, because they're just not accessible at this point. No, the Japanese can't understand sarcasm. Potentially, I don't know. Maybe they didn't understand the sarcasm, or maybe they just took it to heart. They're like, yeah, if people are talking about it so much, maybe we should do something about it. And then it just backfired. At this point, just let Pokemon fans make the next game and put them in the writer's room and just go, here, try it yourself. Since you complain so much, you make the game. And then we either get the best Pokemon game ever, or we get the biggest pile of garbage ever. But if they let the Pokemon fans work on the next game, they should hire me for writing. I would like to do a little bit of writing for the Pokemon game. I don't know how good I would be at it, but I feel like I have decent writing skills. I'd like to try my hand at it. Yeah, the Pokemon fans will still complain about how it turns out. Exactly. Did you watch this ZADOC trailer? Yeah. It was interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm a little bit not happy with the optics of how they're just like, well, here's the... We know we just released the game and everything, but give us $30 more for the DLC that comes out 2 months after release. It's not even a quarter of a year. It's just the same quarter. It's not even Christmas. It's just out. But at the same time, I'm like, I've already finished everything there is to do in the game. So I don't mind that it's coming out so soon, and it does look interesting, and there's more Pokemon and more characters. So you win some, you lose some, I guess. I mean, I guess the fans have tried, but they get cease and desist, whatever they do. That is also true. There's just generic edgy games with Pokemon in them, yeah. That's kind of how a lot of them turn out, too. That is also very true. Some of them have been fun, but it's a lot of hit or miss. I mean, it makes sense, you know, everyone has different preferences for storytelling and what they want out of Pokemon, which is also why a lot of people then complain about what happens to Pokemon, because I mean, at the end of the day, it is a very popular series, so you have people from all walks of life playing it, and of course they're gonna have different preferences and different ideas for what they want to happen in it. Whereas like a normal person would be like, I actually don't want this. Still, some are just entertaining with how much of a train wreck they are. Yeah. I remember there was like a game made by PokeTubers. It's getting a Kickstarter right now. So I'm very curious how that one's gonna turn out, because it is very much like, hey, this is a fan game, but it's not Pokemon. It's its own thing. It's just similar to Pokemon. And it's, I forget what they're calling. I know a lot of the YouTubers were sponsored by this game. I kind of want to heal here because I don't know how I'm gonna beat Hop otherwise. I'm actually looking into making my own soon. I'm just having trouble learning the Pokemon Essentials tools. Yeah, I've been tempted to as well. Maybe. But then I don't know, part of me is like, it'd be cool to make something like this. But if I'm gonna go through the trouble of making a game, I'd rather make something that won't get like shut down by a big company. So like the risk of making a fan game is that you make you spend years working on it, and then Pokemon Company lawyers just show up and they're like, alright, well, it's been out for 2 days, but this is gone. You can't put this out anymore, otherwise we're suing you for everything you own and everything you ever will own. And it's just like, I don't know, if I'm gonna go through the trouble, I'd rather do something that's like a new creation. Maybe inspired by these other games, but like a brand new thing. You could make a Woolooverse game, yeah. Like the main character transforms into like different Pokemon. I mean, I have thought about it. This is a little silly. I don't know if you guys ever watched this cartoon, but the Woolooverse is basically just Ben 10 but Pokemon. So see you later, Floxor. Thank you for hanging out. Imagine doing Woolooverse the game as you play as a Wooloo who just rolls everywhere. Right, but then I just give it a different thing, so it's just a thing that looks similar to a Wooloo. It's like a roly sheep of some sort, but it's not a Wooloo. Because if it is Wooloo, Pokemon can show up and then just be like, we delete the game. Versus if it's a brand new creature that's similar to Wooloo. Then we're talking, then we're cooking. Unfortunately, with Power World, we've learned that making something that even vaguely resembles Pokemon might get you sued. Yeah. I mean, to some degree, Power World was pushing it a little bit with their designs that are very wildly, blatantly stolen from Pokemon. Like, just a little bit looking very similar to Pokemon designs. Like, just a smidge. Like, if you squint, you probably like, is this a Pokemon? But then it's funny that they're not being sued for the design, they're being sued for other stuff. And I'm like, there's a disconnect here happening. Wooloo card. You're just erasing Wooloo. Yeah, why take out people who create things out of love? Well, ideally what they do is they take them out and then they hire them. They're like, we delete your game, but come work for us because you clearly know what you're doing. Except they don't do that. In Mystery Dungeon, you're a human that became Pokemon. That is also true. Did you hear Game Freak is trying to copyright the concept of sending out a monster to fight for you? I did hear. So a lot of the time they're not doing themselves favors with these. Like, part of me is like, yeah, there's a lot of hate towards Nintendo and Pokemon, but at the same time, their actions are a little drastic to the point where I'm like, I see why people were upset about this. Like, that's sort of what Toby Fox did, except he let the fan keep their work. Oh, that's nice. Dang, this arena is tough even with the defense drop, right? I'm pretty sure the reason they sued over patents is because designs can be broad. And sure, pretty copy, but at the end of the day, it's unique, yeah. I wouldn't call Wooloo vs. Pokemon Ben 10. You have hardly any story beats from Ben 10. And you integrated a lot of things. Yeah, that's true. Like the concept of a person turning into other creatures. Kind of thing. Is this gonna kill me? I hope not. FNAF, we don't like your games. Game Freak. Alright, then we won't sell it. Fans. Wait, no, we still want it. Fans change their mind all of a sudden. They're like, please come back. Yeah, I just need to hit him one more time. Make sure I have 100 accuracy. Okay. In my opinion, Galar will always be better than Paldea. I agree with that. I like Galar a lot better than Paldea. Not to say that Paldea was miserable, I just feel like Paldea was undercooked. Like, Paldea had so much potential, but it just wasn't there. It didn't do it for me. It's okay if it's your favorite game, it just didn't do it for me. From what I've seen of that copyright stuff, that's an exaggerated extrapolation. Gonna have to look at it again, but as we know, nuance is not existent on the internet. Exactly. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's very hard to trust a lot of the news and YouTubers talking about these types of things, because it's... I'll be honest, a lot of them don't actually read the actual stuff. They just look at the headline and then they're like, see? I'm right. And it's just like, okay, but like, show me that you actually like read through this. I want to see like the highlights of what you noted and using in your case, versus just I read a headline. Cause gamers, a headline's not an article. As my favorite YouTuber likes to say. Yeah, but the whole thing of Ben 10 is that he always just reverts back to... Oh, that is true. That is true. I forgot about that. I did forget about that. It's been a while since I watched Ben 10. I used to like that show a lot. I thought that was really cool. Pull an Ace Attorney and reveal the truth. Exactly, right? Well, this is... See, a lot of these reports are like you playing Ace Attorney... And you're like going up against Edgeworth, and he has the updated report, but he's He's just not giving you the updated report, he's just waiting for you to make a fool out of yourself. That's what it feels like at times. It's like there's clearly information mismanagement or something. A lot of fans don't even read the dialogue in games. That is true. I mean, there is a lot of dialogue, and sometimes you just want to get through the game. You don't even talk to the people. Speaking of, I'm actually doing a video on that. All the trainers who got displaced. No, he wasn't supposed to see me. The next gym leader is a rock type, but the ace is a fire type. Yeah, it's gonna be a struggle. I don't even know if I'll have enough stream time to get to it, but we'll see. Because we are pushing the 3 hour. Oh goodness, I know Dazzling Gleam, but he has flying types, so it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. Well, Shinada's dead. I might just switch out here. I don't canonically have to kill this guy. He is skippable. I was supposed to skip him. He just saw me somehow. I think I didn't cling to the wall enough. Oh yeah, Michael, did you get a chance to look through the review video stuff? I am curious on your take on it. Because I was talking about it earlier. I was like, I did start writing a review video, but I felt like I was just being overly negative. And it might to some degree be tainted by the fact that I did listen to basically like every review video on ZA just to kind of understand like the community feeling of it. Which is also why I have such a like strong opinion on how the game is definitely like being treated too harsh. I feel like the fan outrage is a mixture of genuine criticism and just meaningless whining. Plus, you can't please everyone. They're saying that the games are too easy. There's always saying they're too hard. Yeah. I think they will do Legends Gala with all the gym members type things that you face in the OG game plus Smarty. It would be interesting, yeah. But yeah, to circle back on the criticism stuff. I mean, a lot of the hyper negative criticism is from people who haven't played the game. Or there's people who play the game ready to hate it. So instead of really saying anything negative about it, they're just picking out every single thing that could be wrong with it. And then going, see? It's a bad game. The windows, they're 2D. There's that one guy talking about jostling in their balls or whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, that's like one NPC out of like the hundreds of NPCs in the whole city, and I still haven't found that guy, the one who wants to smell Pokemon. Yeah, that guy. I'm like, I'm just tired of living. I just want to smell Pokemon. And then compare that to the criticism that Scarlet and Violet got, which was like the really stretched out trainer on a bike or whatever. And I'm like, this isn't really as bad. It's not really. Yeah, the grifters be it also makes a lot of views. Like, to be completely honest, if you can do this for yourself. I've done this. If you search up Pokemon ZA reviews and sort by most viewed, you'll notice that the negative, like, hater reviews are the top ones. And any reviews that are remotely positive are very much like buried. They get like 5 to 10k views, maybe. Some of them reach 50, but the tree looks stupid. The game doesn't work. There's a big difference. We're not the same. And that's kind of like the complaints for ZA as well. It's like the windows are flat. The NPCs say weird things, and I'm like, you're saying zero things about the actual gameplay. Which was fun. The gameplay was fun. I had a fun time playing the game. And I think that's what's the most important thing with a video game. It's like, did you have fun playing it? That's also why I didn't have fun with Scarlet and Violet, personally. And other people loved the game. People loved it because they played it, they enjoyed the story. There was a good attempt at writing a decent story in Scarlet and Violet. It was a good take on open world, at least, you know, a good first take. Maybe not relevant to other open world games, but for Pokemon it was, you know, good enough. And for me personally, I just ran into a lot of glitches, so it wasn't having a fun time with the gameplay. I got one glitch in Violet, and I was trying to do a glitch that it wasn't as bad as everyone else said. Yeah, and even then, a lot of the glitches, like, you can just like laugh at them. Like, they can be silly glitches, like the fletchling being stuck on a fence. The fletchling. It's okay. Like, yeah, does it look bad? Yeah. But you can either get upset about it or just laugh at it. Unrelated to this, but I actually managed to finish the curry decks and get the golden utensils. Yo, let's go! I hope the Gyarados fan was good enough. I hope it was worth your time. Also, if you do want to switch back to the Magikarp fan, you just have to talk to the camping king, and he does give you the option to like toggle between the two, which I thought was a very nice addition. Because it's like, maybe someone grinded it out and they're like, actually I like the Magikarp one better. So that's nice. I love random NPCs saying random things. It gives the game more personality, yeah. I mean, some of them were a little questionable, but I'm just like, it's a silly game. They're just being silly. Like, the whole premise of ZA is that it's a silly game. It's the silliest Pokemon game I've played. So it fits. I don't know, it doesn't feel jarring relative to the story or anything like that. I once accidentally got stuck on the ceiling in Violet and genuinely thought I would have had to reset the last save until I managed to get out. Yeah, that happens too sometimes. I think a seriously underrated change in SV is the speed up of battles. It was genuinely awful coming back to Sword and Shield after playing that. See, for me, I actually like the battles taking a bit longer and seeing more of an animation with the attacks, because it makes it more cinematic. And because I make videos, I like the more cinematic kind of feel to it. Which I think is also why I like Sword and Shield a bit better. Like, the cinematics are just a little bit nicer here. I need to make a guide on completing the curry decks. I kind of threw in a mini guide in the camping video. I don't think I'll do a full guide though. I mean, the biggest challenge with the curry decks is getting the rare items, which is like you just reset the world until the guy by Hammerlock sells the rare items. And it took me like 20 resets to get it to happen, so... But other than that, it's... you just go down the line. I fell through the world in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and ZA feels so stable. Only thing I worry about is falling off a roof. Exactly. I think you should do a second channel about actual first playthroughs, speedruns, and playing games like Zelda or Mario. Ooh, okay, now that's really good feedback, right? That is... Because I was talking to a lot of people while looking through like the feedback. It was like, oh, I want to see Let's Plays. And I was very curious what people meant by Let's Plays, and I think your comment, Nigel, really, really well encapsulates what I was trying to understand. So I actually appreciate you saying that so much. Playthroughs, first playthroughs, speedruns, and playing through other games. Which I also assume what you mean by playing through is like the first time you play through them. My follow-up question to that is, would it be okay if it's kind of like a live stream? Because I know a lot of people who do the Let's Plays, like they have their face in it. And I don't know if I want to do a face reveal. Oh, you're watching on your dad's account. Okay, my bad. But thank you, I appreciate it. In RPGs, and specifically in open world RPGs, you just have to stop and smell the roses. Not everything needs to have a purpose. That is also true. That is also true. The version exclusive camping ingredients is so confusing though. Yeah, that was my main negative point for the camping. It's because you need like 6 of them as well. So it's not like you can go to a friend and be like, hey, can we do trade evolutions? It's like you go to a friend and you're like, hey, can you buy me 6 of Bob's Bean Teen tin cans, attach them to 6 of your Pokemon, and then send them over? Like, it's so convoluted. I think it would have been fine if it was kind of like the Gigantomix, where it's like one is in Sword and one is in Shield, but it's just one item, so you just gotta trade it once. But the fact that it's a curry with 6 different flavors as well, that was wild. There wasn't random NPC dialogue. People would complain that the games are too... They do complain that the games are too bare bones, and I'm like, this has more side quests than any other Pokemon game we've ever gotten. So, it has more side quests than Legends Arceus after it got, like, the post-game update with the, like... The raids. Like, the really big Pokemon, or whatever. Massive Mass, whatever it was called. Oh, how do I skip them? How do I skip them? Okay. I've started to forget how to skip some of these trainers. You could do it live and then repost it as a video. Oh, that is also a good idea. You know, part of me feels like having face helps a lot. But then I'm like self-conscious about my face. Even though I'm just a normal guy, realistically. But sometimes I don't brush my hair. So I have really messy hair at times. Yeah, the massive mass outbreaks. Okay, forget gameplay, forget graphics. Which Pokemon game has the best music? Oh, that's a hard one. I don't know if there is a Pokemon game with the best music. Maybe Mystery Dungeon. I don't. Nah, Mystery Dungeon music isn't that good. It has some bangers, but a lot of questionable tracks. I kind of like the music in Black and White. Like Scarlet Violet has some bangers in terms of like the wild area music, like just being outside music is really good. But I don't know. Like just best music in general. I mean, Hoenn got that trumpets going. They got the. If you like trumpets, Hoenn's great. Other than having to trade for exclusive food tins and grinding for the Gigantamix, which I found on the Crown Tundra vendor deal, it's pretty straightforward. And there are, yeah, the berries also you can use like the most common berries, which is also really nice. I asked my friend to buy the Sword Shield and then traded 6 random Pokemon holding the tins with him. Oh, that's a good friend though. Like Scarlet Violet music. Not talking about ZA specifically, I'm more talking about games or even life in general, yeah. People find reasons to complain. That is true. It is very easy to complain or feel unsatisfied and then just be a hater. It's easy to be a hater. It is so easy to be a hater. Which is why you always gotta say hi to Ball Guy. Of course, hi Ball Guy. Haven't had enough experience in the series, but what I think Scarlet Violet, let's go really good. Yeah. I gotta rank Pokemon games just based off whether or not you can use Purugly in them. Why did I pick a favorite that's in 0 games? I'm sorry. I think there's Purugly in Legends Arceus. Imagine the City of Snow, as if the weather's cheering me on because she's on Ice Train. Galar music is my favorite. Galar does have some good tunes, yeah. They're not too good for background music at times, I'll admit. There's a lot of times where I thought about using Galar music and I'm like, there's too much going on. Yeah, the gym, especially the gym theme, yeah. It's like a nice mix of like soccer game ambience. And I think people are so used to watching sports as well that like it appeals to the normies as well. I like Mesagoza music. Mesagoza music slaps. For a brief summary of the review, it's quite good. I'll detail more later in DMs, but at this point, I'd wait until Mega Dimensions for a whole... Ooh, that is true. I could edit this part though, and then have like a Mega Dimensions sector. I talk about the DLC, because it is true by the time I get to making it. Uncle, you would think that by the amount of times I've played this game, I would have memorized the paths for these puzzles, but I still don't remember them. I don't remember I still fall in all the holes. I think it's pretty much just P. Oh, a platinum isn't that as well. I was like, what's the second P? Where's the second P? Where'd that come from? Legends Arceus, and there's no other games that have it in the regional decks. Wow. Yeah, that is limited, yeah. I haven't played Let's Go or Arceus. Which do you recommend? Arceus. Let's Go is basically like Kanto, but for Pokemon Go players. So it's not really like a core Pokemon experience. Like, you get to see the characters and everything, and the story is the same. But the catching mechanic is just Pokemon Go. So like, if you like Pokemon Go, Let's Go is alright, but Arceus does a lot in terms of like storytelling and world building. And there's a lot more exploration. Whereas Let's Go is kind of the base game, the first Pokemon game, but with the Pokemon Go catching mechanics. Not bad. It's not bad. But I would recommend Arceus over Let's Go. I guess you could say that Game Freak think that Pokemon is quite ugly. Ugly, one might say. I wouldn't mind this gym puzzle if the little bloopy thing is what would be happening a lot sooner than they do. Because a lot of times, like, by the time you see the bloop, it's too late. You're already falling in the hole. By the time you see the bloop, it's too late. Shouldn't you have memorized this? I know. I had to look up a guide for my speedrun as well, because I'm like, I'm gonna lose so much time going through here. The only part about Dimensions DLC that I don't like is that with Hoopa's Rings, I would have hoped for more dimensions to explore other than Lumios. Yeah. It does feel a little bit limited. There's just like Lumios. It's like, what if it took us to other cities? But then that would be too much extra work, I suppose. Funny enough, Let's Go was the game that got me into the series, and that's valid. I think Let's Go was supposed to be the game that gets people into the series. Because basically there was like the big Pokemania with Pokemon Go. So like a lot of normies got into Pokemon Go that just don't play the video games at all. And then the idea was, well, here's a Pokemon Let's Go. It's even got Go in the name, so it's people who play Go to kind of transition into the console world as well. Off kilter, but right now at my campus bar, there's a cosplay competition soon, and there's Ace Attorney music playing, and I have my Edgeworth fit in my bag. Is that a sign? Yes, go be Clark Kent, change it to Superman real quick, and then just run into the competition and just say objection. I have an updated autopsy report. I'm the winner. See, like here, I just fall off on every. Try to go this way. It's like, there's that one block that falls, but the one next to it doesn't fall. And it's like, no. There's one other benefit of ZA based on what I know. I think they have Slurpuff, Swirlix, and Slurpuff are one line I need to complete my Sword and Shield decks. Yeah, they do have Swirlpuff and Swirlix. I don't remember how the transfer would work though from ZA. I think you can only put Pokemon into it or take Pokemon out of it, but not both. And I think you can only take Pokemon out of it is what it actually is. Which is the same with Pokemon Let's Go. So like there's no way to transfer Pokemon into ZA, I believe. I could be wrong. I need to look into this for my character runs. Because ultimately that would make some character runs very hard to do because their Pokemon aren't accessible until late game. But I'll have to like do a little bit of research on that. But I'm pretty sure it's like a one-way transfer. Let's Go Eevee was the first Pokemon game I completed, so it's sentimental to me. Nice. that's kind of why I also revisited the Let's Go games. I feel like it's some people's favorite. Like, a lot of people seem to have forgotten about them or weren't too big of a fans of them, but I'm sure people like the game. And it definitely has its level of difficulty in it, despite people claiming it's very easy. Which I think is just a trend in Pokemon games. People be like, this game's too easy. And I'm like, how hard do you want this game to be in it? Like Dark Souls. And I'm like, just go play Dark Souls. What? This is Pokemon. Is like, if you want Dark Souls difficulty, there's a perfect game series for you. Once you put a mod into Z8, you can bring it back to home, but not into any of the other previous games. That is a very strange transfer requirement. But I suppose if I can transfer Pokemon into the game, then that does make the character runs possible. Yeah, I remember the starting one for this, and then I don't remember what to do for the end. I just know there's a lady right there. There will be Pokemon higher than level 100, and that's why you can't trade them into other games. Ah! Well, yeah, I did see that for the DLC. It's like, this is like you're fighting a guy with level 150 Pokemon. I'm like, here's your difficulty. Here's your difficulty. How's the stats gonna work? That's crazy. That crazy talk right there. What's my favorite new Mega from ZA? I think Phalanx. I think Phalanx is my favorite new Mega. Just because of the way he designed. There's just one guy carrying everyone else. Trying to think. Trying to think like what other new Megas I even remember. I did do a tier list in the server. Let me see if I can find it. It might have been buried by this point. Oh, the Mega Chimecho they announced looks pretty cool. I like the Mega Chimecho. Where's this tier list? We talked about tier list. Michael posted a tier list. To see Michael's tier list, where's my tier list? Where'd my tier list go? Scrafty looks pretty. Oh, Barbarackle. I like Barb. This Mega design's pretty cool. You just aura farming. Well, that's a dead end. What about Daddy Longlegs? Wait, no, Megastar. I don't know. I personally, I don't hate Megastarmie, but I don't love it either. I'm just like indifferent to it. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, lazy design, and then a lot of people are like, haha, funny design. I'm just indifferent. It's like, it's a guy. It's a guy with legs. Gouge is my favorite mon, but I did not enjoy the Mega that much. Mega Malamar is probably the coolest. I wasn't a fan of Malamar until I saw what the Mega was based on, and then I was like, ah, it's wild. It's wild what they did. Yeah, Mega Scrafty looks cool. It looks like it could be just an actual evolution, though. It just looks like a natural evolution of Scrafty. But they went with a Mega instead, which is valid. Let me go heal. Scrafty is now M&M. Alright, gamers, I'm starting to get really hungry, so I think we're gonna try this fight once. And if I win the first time, great, and if I don't, we're gonna do the rest next week. Because it is almost noon and I had a very small breakfast. Mega Drampa's literally just Amatsu from Monster. Yeah, Mega Maui wasn't new though. But it does also look like it would be a permanent evolution, yeah. Yeah, I'll give it one try, and then if I win, yay, and if I don't, My brothers are gonna order food soon. I'm done streaming. About 10 to 15 minutes. Oh, yeah, I think he just said he's gonna order food for us, which is nice. But sometimes I get that point of hunger where it's like hard to talk. Cause then the more I talk, the more I realize I'm hungry. It's wild. Yeah, we'll try to fight once, and then we'll call it a day. Can't win Pokemon battles on an empty stomach. We'll see about that. Let's see if that theory holds up. Mega Mawile and Mega Scrafty both look like they could just be regular evolution. That is true. Are you going to be back after eating? Nah, I gotta go like work on scripts and edit and stuff. I gotta make the videos at some point. I think we were talking about maybe going to a place, but he was like, kind of yeah. So I tend to work every day, so I tried to set up a system that I never follow for some reason, but I tried to do it anyways. Mentally, I'm like, I'll do this. I call it the 222. So it's basically 2 hours of scripting, 2 hours of editing, and then 2 hours of recording for another video. That way, if I just do 6 hours a day, I'm not like dying of overwork, but instead I end up doing like 8 to 10 hours every day. and the idea with the 666, the 222, is that I'm not like getting burnt out, but then instead of following the 222, I always do like the 333 or 5-2s, and then I don't take a day off, and then I'm like, why am I burning out? Because I don't take breaks. It's because I don't take breaks. I should take breaks more often, but I forget. Because there's always so much videos to make. There's always ideas, and then I get excited about the idea, and I'm like, why would I just sit around and do nothing when I could go work on this idea? Am I crazy, or are Melanie and Goldie's names? No, she's a melon and he's a gourd. That's the joke. They're both plants, technically. Also, I've never seen this gym in real time. I mean, we're kind of in a good position because he doesn't have a bug type move. But his final Pokemon's gonna be trouble, so I'm hoping Shiinotic lives long enough to where I can use Strength Sap on it. Sometimes it's better to shift tasks between days instead of doing multiple takes. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I just lock in on one thing, and then sometimes I break it up a bit because I end up being more productive. So it's like if I do the same thing, like let's say I just edit for 6 hours straight, I end up being not as productive after the 3 or 4 hour mark. Versus if I do the 2-2-2 thing, where it's like 2 hours of a thing and then 2 hours of a different thing, when I end up doing like 4 hours of the same thing total, but it's with a gap of something else in between, I end up being more productive. It just works for me at least. Do you think Gordy's a plain Geordie, you know, from the Jersey Shore? I don't think Pokemon Game Freak developers watch Jersey Shore. I don't know about that one, Chief. What do you eat? That depends on what my brother wants to get. Okay, he's gonna get Chipotle, it seems like, so I'll be having a burrito. I'm not particularly a Chipotle fan, but I have been craving like Mexican food a lot lately. Oh, there goes Shiinotic. I should have used my one, thank you. Oh well. I've been craving like tacos and enchilada verdes and just chips and dip, which I guess isn't exclusive to Mexican, but Geordie Shore, it's in the UK. Oh, not the Jersey Shore. See, this is me being dumb. It could be the Geordie Shore then, yeah. Those sound good, right? I need to see you beat the game with a food Pokemon team. Can food become champion? So yeah, and I could have a little chef guy in the thumbnail. It's like, could chef become champion? And then it's like we run Greedent, and then there's Applin, because he's an apple. Slurpuff is technically cotton candy. He's food. What other food Pokemon are there? I'm trying to think what else is blatantly food. I mean, the Vanillite, that's ice cream. This what Japan thinks his Brits do every time. I don't know. All creamy? Oh yeah, that's dessert. It's a lot of dessert. All creamy, Applin. Does Farfetch'd count? I mean, Farfetch'd is a play on words of being lucky that you get a duck with a leek because you cook them together. But that's kind of dark if you think about it, but also like he does hold a giant leek, and leek is food. Leek is food. It's very good. I like leeks. I really like leeks. Cold School is not in this game, but yeah, if I do Scarlet Violet, I could. I think I'd Protect, and then I Energy Ball, because he's gonna kill me otherwise. There's Dash Bun and Paldea. Oh yeah, Pretzel Dog. I had pretzels yesterday. I went to the mall yesterday, because I live in the state of Georgia. It's really hot. I have a quilted blanket, and it's really comfortable. And unfortunately, it's starting to fall apart because I use it a lot, and then I wash it a lot because I use it a lot, and it's starting to frail a bit. So I'm like, we gotta go buy another quilted blanket. So we decided to go to the mall, and it was weird because like half of the stores were just closed, which don't exist anymore. And then the stores that were open that also sold like blankets and stuff, the quilted blankets cost like $300, and I'm like, what? What do you mean $300? Technically Steenie, Serena is a food Pokemon because she is a mangosteen, and I'm pretty sure that's edible. It'd be like a fairy and grass type one, yeah. Execute, grass type as well. Meanwhile, Ekans is just Snake with its its name is Snake backwards, right? I mean, there's Magnemite, he's just a magnet. There's Voltorb, he's literally a ball. The Seal is a seal. Like, I don't know. I think people just complain for the sake of complaining. I think that's what's happening here. I'm gonna go Pharaoh Seed, and part of me wants to Protect, but part of me just wants to try to use Thunder Wave. But I think this is a last turn of Dynamax, so I'm just gonna Protect Stall. Shelter, Fish, Fruit, Tauros. I don't know about the Tauros one. Oh, he one-shot me anyways. What a waste of Protect. Okay, well now he should be small at least. Seeing Scarlet and Violet, it's a hair clip, yeah. Now he's small, right? Small, yeah. Okay, what's the debuffs going on here? We got Harsh Sunlight, we got Stealth Rocks, we got Vocalist. Pokemon that are not rock type to take damage every turn. Okay. And he got Speed down, that's it. We kind of have a disadvantage, but I'm gonna go for the Attract here because I still have the move equipped. and he'll just not attack me. Right? Wonderful. Slowpoke tails are edible. No! Wait, he wasn't supposed to attack me. Oh no. Oh no. Am I gonna struggle here? I don't think you can just play a tail, yeah. Alright, Hopium. I think Petal Blizzard is the way to go, right? Is he part rock? Yeah, that drop kick was optimal. Okay. Well, Peter is still struggling significantly. I genuinely thought we were done with the struggle bus after Kavu. But I guess I underestimate the difficulty of this game. Despite the fact that I've played it like 30 times and I know it's difficult. Yeah, Voltorb is a mimic. It was unoriginal, it would have just been a chest with fangs. They took the concept and integrated it into their world, that is true. And see, with a lot of these things, it's very easy to look at it and just be like, it's a bad design. But then, if you look in, if you think a little bit, if you look a little bit further, you'll realize that there was actually quite a lot of intent in their designs, except for the snowman. He looked ugly. It's okay, snowman. I appreciate your existence. Can I buy a Castelia cone? No. Can I buy a Castelia cone? I'll be glad if someone trades me a Vanillish. You're supposed to have the vanilla. You're Castelia cone man. The man selling the Castelia cone, he wanted Vanillish. What a man he is. Look at this. This is a snob chilling. This is just a nice area right here. Got a snowball. Ferrothorn level 40. Yeah, we'll figure it out next stream. I think that's gonna be it for me for now. Just again, a reminder, next stream will probably be the last stream I do for this year. Unless I have like a random stream time, but it's gonna be like the last scheduled stream during like this time slot. Now hopefully we are at Gordy right now. So we do Gordy, Piers, and maybe Right-Hand next stream. So maybe we get through the last 3 gym leaders and even get to Linden. That's my hopes. So then the actual ending of the Pier run will be a surprise. For everyone, but y'all get to see the struggle in 4K. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this stream, gamers. Thank you for hanging out. I'm gonna go eat food now and then work on some videos. Hopefully, my goal is to have the personal run of ZA out on my birthday, which is the 24th, so we'll see. Well, yeah, thank you gamers for hanging out. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the week, and I'll see you again next week. That's gonna be it for me. And I'm gonna say bye for the 50th time because I'm very bad at saying bye, but bye. Goodbye. I leave now. See ya. Goodbye. Next week. Voila. Au revoir.